Where did he go? I mean, where is this guy? He's late. I mean, come on, Bruce. You got to be here on time. Oh, I'm here. Hi. How's it going, everybody? Bruce is alive and well. Don't pay the ransom. I'm good. I'm here. Welcome all of you to the show.
How's it going, everybody?
Welcome to the channel.
Bruce is
I'm
alive
glad you
and
could
well.
join me today as I frantically hit the mute button over there. Welcome to Tuesday, March the 30th, the second last day of the month for March 2021, as we get ready for another day of trading. And what's going to happen on the markets today? Every day is a day of discovery. I find more and more information comes our way, more and more revelations of what's really happening out there. And it's a wild and wacky world. I got to tell you, a wild and wacky world. Nice to have you here. Watching the markets closely, watching price of oil, the Dow, the indexes, the hedge fund world, GameStop, and all kinds of other stuff. So welcome to my channel. Watch me dust off myself here. It's just got to be perfect. Otherwise, I can't start. Oh my gosh. Yeah. What a week this is already turning out to be. This whole hedge fund thing, this whole blow up thing with this Archegos. This is getting to be an interesting story. It's already a book. It's already going to be a movie. It's unbelievable. And the revelations that are coming out, the kind of basic information that's beginning to show. Oh, that's not a spot. That's real. Amazing. The billions, the tens of billions of dollars involved are just mind numbing. And I keep asking myself, and a few reporters are asking, I have to give credit to Andrew Sorkin. Andrew Ross Sorkin is asking the right kind of questions. I'm just not sure if he's getting to the right people to get the answers he wants, but could this be worse? Could this be commonplace? Could there be others? And that's the big question. Could there be others that are so leveraged out that the street is going to begin to see this absolute cesspool of problems that so far have not yet been uncovered and don't seem to be rattling the markets in any great big way. Bankers seem to be calm, but on the outside, I can imagine that if bankers are uncovering problems, they're hardly going to go to the market and admit that they're at fault, that they're in trouble, and that they're trying to unwind positions, because they're going to try and do this very quietly and very discreetly to just kind of make a problem go away. Problem, of course, is that you're playing musical chairs. You're shifting a problem account that you have to another institution that has this problem account, and to another, perhaps, or you unwind your problem. You're okay, but you've just passed on the problem to unsuspecting buyers of your problem, and this just keeps kind of festering along. I don't know how bad it is. If you ever watch the movie Margin Call, you'll know what I'm talking about with regards to how a firm can try to unload issues that they have internally to the street, and within an hour, the street starts to pick up something's up, and by the time they figure it out an hour later, the first firm has unloaded their problems, and they're ensuring their survival. Although their credibility may have been shot, they're economically viable, but now there's a bigger problem that's amplified everywhere else. I don't know. Is this happening here? Will it happen here? Could this happen here? I mean, every answer you could say yes, every answer you could say no, every answer you could say maybe. It is just a festering issue, and we're gonna figure this out as time goes on. But let's talk first of all about GameStop, because most of you watch me because of the GameStop updates. I have an update on GameStop. They did a press release about an hour ago. They have announced the hiring of 3 more people to join the executive ranks, and you can just see. I mean, if you're any kind of a forensic kind of a person, you just take a look at who they are, where they've come from, and you immediately go, "Oh, it's Ryan Cohen. This is the Ryan Cohenization of the company," and it's a good thing. It is a very good thing. The 3 people in question, there's a new. The title of this job is called Chief Growth Officer. what do we call these guys in the 60s, the 70s, and 80s and 90s when I was a kid? I don't know, senior vice president of sales. There was no such thing as a chief growth officer in the early days. These are new titles that just show up. And I know that the title game has just exploded in the last 30 years. And so, again, I'm so out of touch with what all the new titles are. But I'm happy to say that Elliot Wilkie has joined the company as chief growth officer, and he's been stolen from Amazon. He was there for 7 years. So here we go. Another Amazon executive has been poached away from Amazon, and he's now joined GameStop. And why would someone leave Amazon? I mean, look, the company's so successful. It's run by one of the richest men in the world. Why would this guy go? Well, simple. He's probably got 1,000 others like him in various levels in the company, and he'll never become the number 5 guy. Right now, he's probably a top 50 person at GameStop. He might be a top 25. He's right up at the very high echelon, and he has the president's ear. He has obviously through Ryan Cohen, he's got the largest shareholder that's a fan of his. I mean, we're talking about a fellow here who has just really moved up the ranks in a New York Stock Exchange traded company. He'll earn options, he'll earn benefits, and the upside for him is phenomenal because he's looking at this going, hey, I'm joining a company that's trading at $180 a share or something like that. It closed last night at 181. Right now in the pre-market, 188. I'm joining a company at this level, and in the next 5 to 10 years, his thinking is we're going to the Amazon level of stock prices. This could be a $3,000 stock by the time I leave this company, or by the time I move up to another level within the company, we could be thousands of dollars a share. And sure, what's his upside at Amazon? He's probably being offered a couple thousand shares a year of Amazon, if that. Oh, not even that, a couple of hundred shares of Amazon, if that. He has no upside inside the management because there are managers above him and above him and above him that he'll never get beyond. So he's locked in. He's doing all the work. He's working hard and he's successful, but he'll never get the eye of the chairman of the board. He'll never be looked at by the president because they don't know who the hell he is. There's too many hundreds around him. I get it. It's no one's fault. It's the way it is. So join GameStop, bring your talent, bring your energy, bring your drive to GameStop now, and take this company and make the division you want it to be, and run this company with full support of management. Yeah, that's why you would leave Amazon. 2 more hires. So Elliot Wilkie is the first guy. Andrea Wolf has joined the company as vice president of brand development. And what company did she leave? Chewy. The Chewy purge continues. Mr. Cohen has been targeting specific people inside Chewy that he knows. These are the all-stars. These are the kids that I worked with, that he may have found originally, or with his team. They found these people years ago, and they developed Chewy into an up-and-coming powerhouse of e-commerce in the pet world. And he's figured out who he wants. He's targeting, I want you, and I want you. He's cherry-picking, taking out, just plucking away the best that Chewy's got as far as he's concerned, that for what he needs. And same thing for Andrea Wolf. She's in a company that's owned by another company that has hierarchy above her. She'll never get up there. She'll never get to the top 100 people of PetSmart and Chewy combined. Never. But she can move here over to Mr. Cohen's new venture. And like she used to have the closer relationship with Mr. Cohen, well, now same thing here. She is over at Cohen's new venture, and she knows exactly what Ryan Cohen wants and how he likes it done. And there's a symbiotic relationship here that's just going to fit perfectly. And away we go. Tom Peterson, the third hire that was taken away, another Chewy employee, vice president of merchandising, stole away from Chewy. So Chewy is the loser. Amazon is the loser. GameStop's the winner. And GameStop is having, I think, a fairly easy time of it to bring people in. Because I think these folks are looking at GameStop, even though the company's been around for years and years and years, they're looking at GameStop as a brand new company, as a brand new venture, because they're not in the retail brick and mortar area at all. That's being phased out. They're in the brand new e-commerce division of GameStop, and this tells me, as an outsider looking in, um, you're talking about a public company that's putting substantial cash into this division. Every one of these hires are not cheap. These people cost a lot of money to bring over. You've got to outbid major companies to get them over there. And it could well have been that these people have been pursued by other companies in the last year or two, because again, the success of Chewy means that everyone at Chewy and over at Amazon, you are headhunted all the time, because there are companies that are looking to steal from the best to bring them into their smaller entities. GameStop is no different than anyone else, but these folks are looking at GameStop and they're looking at Mr. Cohen, and they recognize how young he is, He's going to be around for 15, 20 years if he wants to be inside this company. And they want in. This is a ground floor investment opportunity for them to get into literally a mature public company. And they know they have hundreds of millions of dollars of capital for this division. It's entirely likely that this company will be able to raise billions more. I feel they'll be able to raise billions, and Cohen will have literally a blank check to do what has to be done to take this company to a whole other platform, e-commerce platform level. And these folks, they're getting in now. They're leaving very successful companies with a lot of stability, certainly upside for the Chewy people. I mean, the Chewy people are leaving a company that's breaking out. I mean, it's a $40 billion market cap company, fair enough, but it's going to be worth a lot more than that. But they're coming over to GameStop because they're seeing a future that is even beyond. And these folks are coming over here, and they're moving right to the top of the ladder in their division, and they're excited. And so it looks to me that it's an easy thing. And I come back to this discussion I had with you yesterday about GameStop, about the fact that these announcements we had this morning, get used to this. Get used to constant announcements from the company of new executive hires, new people being brought in from other corporations. This is the new normal at GameStop. The next new normal will be, and the next big thing to watch for, is the brand new slate of directors that are being nominated to join the board of directors. And I have a strong suspicion that while I'm talking to you here and we're visiting every day with what's going on out there, the GameStop people at the high end have been working the phones and the emails and the text messages to a list of maybe, I don't know, 50 potential directors that they're bringing down to 8. They're literally doing the interviews for, who they want. And do not be surprised when they come out with a list of 8 new directors, that some of these folks, I'm not sure if they'll be names we recognize as far as individuals are concerned, because a lot of directors of corporations, we've never heard the names before, but you look at the resume and you go, oh, I see. Oh, yeah. That's why that person's here. Andreas, thank you for becoming a member, joining the channel today. I try to give a shout out to every new member joining, because it is so important to this channel to grow the membership numbers. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome, and start using the emojis all you want. I have a feeling that some of these, some if not all of the 8 people that we're going to, hear about that are being nominated to join the board of directors, one, they're all Ryan Cohen allies. People that have been either have made themselves known to him, or he made himself known to them, or combination of the two. A lot of introductions probably been going on lately in the last little while, in the last 6 months. And I think there's a number of people who've been approached by GameStop who thought they never would have considered a year ago to ever think of joining the GameStop board of directors if they'd ever been contacted a year ago by the former management people, the senior people. Would never have thought. All of a sudden now they're being approached today by Mr. Cohen and his associates, and they're taking a real long look at this and going, oh, I could be part of a company that is really cutting edge to the future. Oh, I see what you're doing. Now I see what they're getting a handle on what is it you want to do, and where is it you're headed. And why do you want me? Why did you approach me to be on your board of directors? What is it about my resume and my background that you're after? And then they tell them, this is why we'd like you to become here, because we really need your talents. We're not asking you to become a member of the board of directors of GameStop to be a yes person. We don't want you to rubber stamp decisions that management has made. We want you and all of your know-how and all the contacts that you've established over your career to influence and guide this company through the new path we've chosen to pursue. And this path is not going to take our stock from $185 a share to $220 a share over the next 10 years. That ain't the path. We're not going back to 20 or 50 bucks a share and 80 bucks a share. We're not going that way. We're going unlimited upside because we're involved in a business, the gaming business, that is a global monster and is growing at a very fast rate. And we want you to help us guide us to the leading position as the leading online presence of the entire gaming industry. That's what I think is going on. And I'm an old man. All right. If you've never seen me before, I'm 65 years old. I'm an ancient guy on YouTube. I'm the oldest YouTuber you're probably watching right now. If you're watching a regular YouTuber, I'm the oldest guy. There can't be anyone older than me doing this. I am so out of the gaming realm. Wouldn't know how to turn an Xbox on. I wouldn't know how to connect it to my television. I've got a clue, and I don't want to know because I'm not a gamer. I'm an ex-investment guy. Okay, I love the investment side of the story, but even I get it. Even I am figuring out. Holy moly, is this thing going to be huge? If you guys were excited, how do I say this? So many of you are in your 20s and 30s and 40s that are watching me. You're 25 years younger than I am. You're 30 years younger than I am. You're 35. You're 40 years younger than I am. And so you're tolerating this old man talking to you guys about your potential. And how many times have you heard it in your life? You're probably sick of it. But I'm just going to say it this way. When I was 25 years old and 30 years old, what were the most exciting companies that we were watching at that time? What developed, all right? Now, 40 years ago, it was 1981, all right? 1981. Apple had just gone public, and we didn't know what it would become in 1981. How could we know? How could anyone in 1981 really know that the Apple computer company that went public at that time, bringing out the Macintosh and whatever they were doing, was going to become what the Apple company is today? I mean, that's 40 years down the road. You know, I'm telling you guys, 40 years from now, you guys are going to be doing this. Like, you're looking at me going, how do you know what I'm going to be doing 40 years old, man? You're going to be 105 if you're all around. You're not going to be around 105. So don't tell me that. So back when I was 25, someone come up to me who was 65 years old and say, young man, when you turn 65, you're going to be in a living room talking to a computer that hasn't been invented yet, into a camera in a computer. Yes, there'll be a camera in a computer with a microphone. And you will be talking to a worldwide audience who will be very interested in your assessment of what's going on. I'm going to go, what are you talking about? Get out of my face, old man. You're driving me crazy. I knew back in 81, there were video games. There was always pinball machines, and you had to put a quarter in to play a video game at a time. But I had no idea that business would become what it is now. And from here, even 5 or 10 years from now, I'm kind of glimpsing as to kind of where this is headed. It's heading to a level that it's not comprehensible. And maybe 10% of you kids out there, you know exactly where this business is going. And 90% of you have an inkling. Anyone in my generation, we're clueless. We are, unless we really want to know about it. And I can tell you, there are very few 65-year-olds who want to talk about GameStop and the future of this company, because we're old and we grunt every time we get up and what have you. Anyway, one of the 65-year-olds, this one, I'm excited about this thing. I think this is fantastic, and I'm seeing a pattern here that's telling me, watch out if you're short this stock. You have no idea, if you're short this stock, just how much money you're going to pay by not covering your butts, because this thing is going to become so mega huge, so much bigger, so much. I keep trying to remind me, my own self, and then you folks, to keep bringing it down to the lowest common denominator about how much this stock is going to accelerate and how far. When I repeat again and again and again, and sorry for boring you if I am doing this, but I just want to drive this into your heads. There are only 70 million shares outstanding on this little tiny company. This is a small public company. 70 million shares means it's a small public company. 1 billion shares of stock outstanding, it's a medium to larger than medium company. And a 5 billion share company, you're in the upper echelons of the market. All right. Now, if you have 1 billion shares outstanding and you earn $1 billion a year in profit, your stock has a $1 a share profit. That's 1 billion shares, $1 billion, $1. If your stock trades at a 35-time multiple, kind of like Apple does, your stock's worth $35. You have 1 billion shares out, you maybe have 20 billion in sales, you clear $1 billion net profit, that's $1 a share, your stock is worth $35 on the open market. That's typical. This company has 70 million shares outstanding. It's not half as many shares. It's not a quarter as many shares. It has 7% of the number of shares outstanding compared to a company with 1 billion shares outstanding, okay? Yet, this outfit from Grapevine, Texas, that is being completely turned over, is going to go into the global gaming business. They're not interested in claiming Texas for themselves. They don't want the city of Dallas for their market. They don't want the United States as their market. They want the world as their market. They're going global. And how do you do it? There's only one way you can go global. Well, it's two ways, I guess. You can open a store in every city around the world. Okay, fair enough. You can try that. How many locations we got now? 15,000 locations? That you can't do that. That's not going to happen. I mean, Apple doesn't do it. Microsoft just shut down their stores. I mean, you're not going to do it through a storefront. So how are you going to do it? Online. You're going to go online, and you're going to set up online networks. You're going to set up online websites for every country you want to be a part of. So in India, you're going to have the Hindi site. In Japan, you're going to have the Japanese lingo site. In Taiwan, you're going to have the Mandarin, Chinese, whatever the language is. Australian, Australian English. The UK, Germany, France, Italy, Spain, on and on and on. So you're going to have a website in all these countries that operate like the locals expect it to operate, and you're going to hire the people either in Grapevine, but probably not. You're going to hire the people locally in all these jurisdictions, virtually from remote access, to set up these sites and run this entire GameStop machine with headquarters at the moment in Grapevine, Texas. That's the plan. That's the plan. They're gonna conquer the planet with respect to game sales, gaming sales, accessories, games, digital tournaments, and on it goes. I get it. This old guy gets it, and I'm telling anybody out there, if you're short this stock, you are so on the wrong side of this trade. You are going to regret the day you were born, because when it goes, because it will go, but when it goes, you will have no time to analyze it and think about it and call a meeting of managers and decide whether or not your hedge fund should reverse its position, or you will have seconds to react, hours to react, or you will lose untold dollars. And that depends on what kind of exposure you have. If you're short 1,000 shares, and it goes to 1,000 a share, you're down $840 right now from here to there. Okay, 840 share times 1,000 shares, 840 grand. But if you're short 1 million shares and you're going to lose $840 a share at a minimum, I don't know if you can afford that. Can you afford to lose 6 times the value of this stock, 5 times the value of this company? Have you got those kind of pockets? Have you got that kind of tolerance? Just saying. I don't know, guys. This thing is poised. It's launched. There's a reason, and there's a pretty good reason why. Why don't the shares of GameStop right now trade at between 20 and $50 a share? The report came out, the financials, the conference call, by all accounts and by all measures, was a disaster. People just were so unsatisfied with the conference call. That alone should have killed this stock. Didn't happen. The short sellers have unlimited money behind them, apparently, although we're hearing some hedge funds are pretty leveraged, which is kind of scary. We'll talk about that in a bit. But everything is pointing in a way, with analysts saying, it's a $29 company. Used to be 16. We've gone up to 29. These are Wall Street heavyweights. These are Wall Street professional analysts. Why is the stock not trading between 20 and $50 a share? Why is it sitting at 186 on the pre-market right now? It's only traded 274,000 shares. It's not like there's 20 million shares of volume to hold it here. There's 276,000 shares have traded today in the pre-market. That's nothing. Why is the stock not falling out of the sky? There's a simple reason for that. The people who hold the stock believe in the future of the company. There it is. Whether they're pension funds, whether they're mutual funds, whether they're retail investors, and this is the black hole of mystery. How many retail investors are out there? You guys. How many millions of you are out there who hold this stock and are not letting it go? Because you pretty well have an idea what's coming up. You're of the age. You're between 20 and 45 years of age. Many of a vast majority of you watching me. That's how old you are. You're gamers. Your friends are gamers. Your relatives, your coworkers, everyone you know, probably are to a degree gamers. You are aware of some friends or schoolmates or classmates in college or in your past. You are aware of some of your friends who are really gamers, like they're really gamers. Some of you are casual. You've all been to a GameStop store, or certainly you're all aware of it. And so the product, the company, is not foreign to you. You're not trying to speculate in a stock that is in a business that you're not aware of, like real estate, commercial real estate insurance business. I mean, how many of you have got a direct involvement in that? Cash register design. I mean, come on, this is a gaming company. So you're all familiar. It's like with Apple. We're all familiar with this. All right, we're all familiar with our iPads and our computers, and so we kind of know Apple. Even if we don't have an Apple phone, we still know what this is. With GameStop, it's the same kind of thing. The shareholders of GameStop that are retail shareholders are either users or utilizers or very aware of the company and its product line and its game plan. And then there's a percentage of you, a very high percentage of those of you who own the stock. You're very familiar with the fact that you know how online ordering works. You're using this all the time to buy stuff on Amazon or Etsy or whatever platform you're using. You're very familiar with ordering online. And so when the company talks about going to an e-commerce platform system, that's not foreign to you. That doesn't sound exotic. That doesn't sound out of the realm of normal to you. That's normal to you because this is your normal. This company is right down normal avenue for you guys. All right. But I think that these shares that are being shorted are being people who either know the normal, but they don't think this company can get there. And they're wrong because this company is already going there. And maybe there are shorters out there who are, they just cannot bring themselves to admit the possibility that this company is going to be a leader in the new normal in their field, the gaming field. And maybe the other one is they don't realize how big it is. And maybe that's it. They're kind of going, well, if they shut down 5 of those stores in the Dallas, Houston area, they got to replace those sales with online sales. And so what? It's a wash, But they're not understanding that every time they close a store off, they're not losing 5,000 customers that will be coming in the front door all the time and all that stuff. No, they're now going to direct their energies to the 20 million people, 20 more million people they can go after because there's 2.4 billion gamers out there that they're going after. And this is what these analysts do not get. Dean, thank you for being a member of this channel, joining in. I'm glad you're here, and I very much appreciate you joining. This company is saying to anyone who will listen in their own way of doing it, and they're not flashy. If you've probably noticed, these guys don't have an Elon Musk kind of personality person at the moment. Mr. Cohen is keeping a very low profile. I think he has to. I think his agreement with the management when he bought the stock he bought, and then to join the board, he probably agreed to a role that is very discreet right now and under the radar. He's not the spokesman for the company. There's no paparazzi following him wherever he goes. He doesn't go to Hollywood parties. He's very discreet, but that will change eventually. Just sticking around. So the company is not flashy. We're trying to get attention. We're trying to get look at us, shiny keys. They're just going about their business. It's an old guy like me and other YouTubers out there who you watch from time to time, the Reddit crowd, the Wall Street Bets crowd, the GameStop stock Reddit site people, the bloggers and other vloggers. Those of us, and I don't know how many of us there are, a couple of hundred, couple of thousand, certainly millions of Wall Street Bet people, and there are tens of millions of us probably who are very much watching every little thing these guys do, every little thing. But the big board, the big stock market players globally, they still look at this GameStop thing as a mosquito that just keeps bugging them. You hear it, and they keep swatting it away. That's what GameStop is right now. It's a little pest. It just won't stop. It just doesn't go away. It just keeps coming back. Every time they think that this thing is done for, it just comes back. And that's because you guys won't give up on the stock, and you know what this company is going into, where they're headed, what direction they're going, and what the eventual game plan is here. And you're prepared to give Cohen the time he needs to just keep bringing out these announcements that we saw this morning, stealing people from Amazon and Chewy and other outfits to bolster the management of this e-commerce platform that is going to become the dominant part of this company and will lead this company forward the next 15 years. It's the next area. So again, you're not going to recognize GameStop if you're a casual watcher of me and you've been to a mall. You were at a mall 2 years ago and you saw the GameStop stores. You walked by it, and you looked in there, and all these, 20 and 30 somethings in there doing whatever they're doing, and you didn't go in because it's just not for you. That's what you think GameStop is. A year from now, you're not going to see GameStop at your local mall anymore. Probably not. You might see GameStop at a mall, maybe the biggest mall in your city, with a big store, like an Apple type store. You might see that. You might not. Or you might see GameStop inside Best Buys or stores like that with a store inside a store. You might see something like that. But that won't be staffed by GameStop people. That'll be staffed by Best Buy people under license. You might see that. But you who are not gamers, this company is going to exist from your radar to a degree. But it won't matter because this company doesn't need the entire planet to want to buy from them like Amazon does. Amazon needs everybody to want to buy something from Amazon. GameStop doesn't need to get everyone in the world to want to buy something from GameStop. What they're going for is a 2% to a 5% penetration of 2.4 billion people that are already intense into the gaming game. And they're going to work their way into that crowd globally. And they're going to take their sales from 5 or 8 billion a year right now as a retailer, and they're going to turn it into 20 to 50 billion a year as an online retailer. Because the business is a 280 billion a year business growing at 15-20% a year. So in 5 years, the business will be a 400 billion, 500 billion a year business. And these guys are going after 5-10% of that. So, they get 50 billion in gross sales. That's a 10 times sales from last year. to the future. That happens in the next 3 years. Where do you think the stock's going to go? Again, using my age as my weapon, as my secret weapon, using my age and firsthand experience, being a broker back in 99, when I was a stockbroker in 99, and watching Amazon trade in those days, where half the street was saying this thing is a fraud, the other half was saying this is the greatest thing of all time, and there was no in between. I mean, you were either Amazon pro or Amazon negative. There was nothing. I'm in the middle watching all this going on, going, this Amazon thing's going to be huge. I guess I'm witnessing how convenient it is to buy on Amazon in 1990, 1998, actually 1999. I noticed how convenient it was to use Amazon in the Cayman Islands, of all places. I mean, I wasn't in Houston or Las Vegas or LA. I'm in a tropical island 90 miles south of Cuba. And a coworker of mine is ordering 12 books and a couple of DVDs to be delivered to the office because he doesn't want any deliveries at his house because during the day he's working. So he has his deliveries come to the office, which is handy for Amazon's delivery people because they're making office deliveries all the time in this large complex. And 2 days later, there's a box on his desk with the Amazon logo on it. And I'm just looking at this going, my God, I can't believe it. We're on this tropical island that has 30,000 people on it. We have one runway at our international airport. The only way in and out of here quick is by air. This had to be flown in. It certainly wasn't brought here by boat. And all of his stuff is here. I'm just like, man, this is like having a Costco store. He's going, it's exactly what it is. I'm just on the internet. I just pick what I want from the Amazon site. And he says, apparently they're getting into clothing, and then they're going to get into kitchen stuff. And they're getting into all kinds of stuff. And I'm just going, wow, when this Amazon company goes to that level, oh, it'll be a whole new company. This is 1999, 1998. I'm looking at that going, wow, what a future. And now here I am sitting with GameStop is all over again. I'm going, wow, the GameStop guys, they don't want to get into kitchen supplies. They don't want to get into book sales. No, but they're going to corner the electronic side. And I can just see this where gamers are going to have a scenario where they need a new hard drive for their computer, or they need I don't know, they want a new mouse, they want a new attachment, they want a new external hard drive, whatever they want, and they'll just order it from GameStop. It's right through their gaming console. They just go over to the buy product and go over there and just pause the game and order done. Okay, back to the game. And there's seamless. It's a seamless deal. I get it, and I'm ancient, and I get it. If you're short this stock, you are asking for a world of hurt. And I don't think I'm talking to very many shorters out there on this channel. I don't know if anyone who watches me is short GameStop. But those of you who are long GameStop, there are folks out there who are going to be very disappointed in their account balances. There may well be a number of people out there who invest through hedge funds, not knowing that their hedge funds are short this stuff. And there's going to be people who are going to be really disappointed in their returns. Is it today or tomorrow or next week or a month from now? Whenever it happens, it happens. And when it happens, it will be really something, because again, I keep coming back to the fact that this stock is not going back to $50 a share. It's just not doing that. It's not going back to 20. There are analysts saying it's worth 29. It's not going there. It's just not going to go there. So I'm of the camp that is looking forward, not backward, for this company's future. And this thing looks to me to be on the cusp of another run. On the cusp of another run. Month end is tomorrow. All right. So hang in there. If you own this stuff, you've just got to tolerate, I think, another day of whatever, because at the close of business tomorrow afternoon, and when the market closes up, that's 4 o'clock Eastern time, I guess, that will be the moment in time that all stocks and all positions will be registered at a price, whatever the price is, last trade, and that's the first quarter number that everyone uses to do their bookkeeping and their assessments and risk return ratios and profit and loss numbers and everything else. All right. I find it interesting that the day before the quarter, on the 30th of March, GameStop comes out with an announcement about new hires. I think it's brilliant. I love it. Better than on the last day. Better do it today, the day before the last day, because it'll get press. It'll get exposure today. And so those casual followers of GameStop will go, oh, they made another announcement. Oh, they hired more people from Amazon and Chewy. Oh, on top of the other people that they, that's interesting. Yeah, it is interesting. It's very interesting. So we'll see how this works out. Anyway, we have 17 minutes until the opening today. Welcome to the channel here. Stock Markets with Bruce. It's your Uncle Bruce yapping away here first thing in the morning. Jim Cramer is here on CNBC. Way to go, Jim. Good to see him there working away. 187.33 on the GameStop shares. And we're volume right now of 312,000 pre-market. Not light, but not heavy. I mean, it is what it is. We're just noticing a headline coming through on Market Watch. U.S. home prices in the top 20 cities up 11% in the past year. That's a Case-Shiller study. A lot of you probably know that personally, depending on where you live. And we'll see what's going on. People are asking what to make of a jobs report that's going to be released when the markets are closed. I think we're closed on Friday, are we not? Do I actually get a day off? I don't know what to do with myself. I know, sleep. I know that. Anyway, 188.55 on the stock, up 725 on the pre-market, 4% gain on GameStop. And we'll see how it opens up when the market opens up in 16 minutes. The Dow is down 35 points. Very, very lackluster. S&P down 12. NASDAQ futures are down 85 points. Oil down $1.20, $1.32 for oil at 60.24 a barrel. And I'm surprised that crude is actually still over 60, actually, personally, because there's so much of it, especially in North America. And I believe that this price is a West Texas quote. This is not the mercantile quote. This is not the European quote. Oil is everywhere. Oil is all around. Like love is all around, oil is all around. There is no shortage of oil in North America. There's an oversupply problem, and a lot of oil fields, a lot of oil and gas companies are not producing at maximum capacity because they can't. We don't use enough of it right now to go at full capacity. Despite whatever rumors you hear about shortages, there really are no shortages. There might be the odd geographical issue, but all in all, between Canada, the United States, Mexico, and other oil-producing nations, wherever North America wants to get its oil from, plenty of it is available, and there's really not an issue there. So oil, in my opinion, will be lower through the spring. Even though the economy is theoretically reopening, I don't think we'll use enough of it to actually create an issue. But you never know. Refineries love to do the shutdowns right at the moment where demand starts to pick up. They want to do their maintenance work and all this kind of. All these games are played, and all these justifications are made for prices to stay high. But to me, at the end of the day, it's a law of supply and demand for everything, whether it's peaches, plums, cherries, apples, gasoline, stocks, houses, law of supply and demand. Guys, girls, more women than men, men are coveted. More men than women, women are coveted. Law of supply and demand. It's all it is. And it's emotion. In the markets, it's emotion and greed. So there's greed, panic, and boredom. Satisfaction and boredom, I suppose. But the market lives off of greed, and the markets, people take chances because they're greedy and or desperate to make up for losses, and ultimately are greedy to make a win. And so I now shift my chat over to this hedge fund thing, this Archegos hedge fund, which no one heard of. I'd never heard of it prior to Friday. Never heard of it ever. And we're beginning to figure out it's a private family firm. It is not a hedge fund that deals with other people's money. There are hedge funds in the world that actually have investments into them from pension funds, mutual funds, life insurance companies, banks, private investors, corporations. There are hedge funds that attract money from major institutional entities because they are very conservative. They have a long-term growth path. They like building stuff like 2 skyscrapers on a city block in New York with a shopping mall underneath it, and it's a $5 billion or $3 billion 20-year investment. These guys attract pension money because it's a long-term game. And one tower is condos, one tower is offices. And if the office market falters, they can convert it to condos. And if the condos falter, they can convert it to offices. They have limitless money to make an investment work because they can power the money through it to make it pay. They're involved in subdivision development. They're involved with highway projects with states, where a state wants to build a highway, or a city wants to build a extension to a highway, and they want to have toll lanes, but they need a private builder to. Hedge funds. This is where the money comes from, and that money is pension money. It might be the California Teachers Pension Fund. It might be the firemen's pension fund from Dallas. It might be nurses and health workers from Colorado. These funds, there's zillions of them, and they are always looking for a place to spread their money out over. And part of the money that these funds have go into hedge funds, but certain kinds of hedge funds. Then there are the hedge funds that are the aggressive growth hedge funds, and they fund IPOs or up-and-coming companies. Then there are the very aggressive, very active hedge funds that trade the market. And these are the ones I've been talking to you about with regard to GameStop, the short positions of GameStop, and long positions of other companies, and up and down and all around, SPAC funding and so on and so on. But then there are funds that do not accept money from any outside group. They really have maybe a handful of investors that could be family related, and they have a bunch of seed capital, and then they leverage that money up from banks and other investment institutions to make investments. And some of these are very conservative. You'll never hear about them. They never get into trouble. They're not in risky stuff, and it's a snore fest. It's just a snooze fest covering these guys. And then there's the Archegos. There's this Archegos outfit that is a thing of opposites. They're a family-oriented hedge fund, but they're very aggressive in the investment side. They don't get money from investors. They just grab money from banks. And they found a way somehow to be able to borrow heavily from financial institutions globally, simultaneously, to become a very large player of certain derivatives and futures and stocks and all kinds of other investments. And the story is that it was coming out as of yesterday afternoon that they had $4 billion of their own money in their company, and that they were leveraged up to as high as $120 billion by banks. 30-to-1 leverage was the talk on the street, and this is still trying to be disseminated and figured out. There are forensic accountants, and there are journalists, and there are all kinds of market people who are trying to figure out just how leveraged were these guys, and who was stupid enough to lend these guys money on top of money on top of money. Well, we know the big names. The big names have come out: Nomura and Credit Suisse and J.P. Morgan and Goldman Sachs. We're hearing some pretty serious names that had lent some pretty serious money to these people, and you kind of wonder, what's with your due diligence, you guys? I mean, you guys are this loosey-goosey with a private family-run hedge fund that's leveraged up to the bazookas here, and you didn't know about it? What? How are you handling the rest of your lending portfolio if this is part of the portfolio that you had going on? Incredible. And so more and more evidence is coming out that this entity was so heavily leveraged, 20, 30, 40 to 1 in dollars, that a slight pullback on any one of their investments or some of their investments could upset the apple cart. And sure enough, even in a bull market with the Dow near its all-time high, S&P at all-time highs, NASDAQ 5% away from all-time highs. Not good enough for these guys not to get into trouble. What does that make you wonder about if the market were to have a correction? And a lot of you haven't been in a correction because you're only in the market the last 2 years. You're all COVID investors. So many of you are COVIDers that you've only joined the market in the last 6 months, 4 months, 8 months, because you were bored. You had nothing else to do. And you came into the market. You have not yet been through a full-blown 2-year correction. You've been involved in a shocking drop back in March of last year with that recovery all the way along. So you've had, when you got into the market in April, May, June, and July, you came into a recovering market that has been running ever since overall, with a couple of glitches here and there. But all in all, you've seen a market do great things, and you're wondering, I love this. This business is fantastic. Boy, I can make more money trading stock than in my job. That's a classic sign of a market topping out. when rookie investors come in and go, this is incredible. Well, there are hedge funds out there who've had a good year. And some of these guys have forgotten what it can be like in a recession, in a market correction that really turns over for a while. They have forgotten what interest rates are because they have not experienced high interest rates in a grand scale. They have not handled or been able to handle inflation. They have none of that. We haven't had that in a decade. There's a lot of things you kids haven't done yet that is coming your way sooner or later, because it always does. And this hedge fund outfit, they were able to attract a lot of money from a lot of institutions who are so awash in cash. They're so sloshing in cash. They're having trouble lending it. They're having problems finding a place to lend it. They don't want to lend it to just anybody. So those of you out there who say, oh, why didn't you lend it to me? I could use $50,000. They're not going to do that. Why? Because you're not worth it. You're the risk. You're not worth the risk to these institutions. You haven't got perhaps the asset base that they want, or you don't have the income flow, or you have a checkered past in your credit history. They won't touch you with a 10-foot cattle prod. So that's why they're having trouble lending money, because they have such high standards, in theory, that they can't find enough qualified people. And the very wealthy, they don't need to borrow money. Well, usually, if you're rather wealthy, you're a lender. You're not a borrower. You're actually a lender of money. So the problem is, or the reality is, that you kind of need that middle class, upper middle class group of people who are living in a $2 million house with $500,000 down, need a $1.5 million mortgage. That's who you want to find as clients. You want 1,000 of those people so that you can lend out billions of dollars to a group of people that are well-educated, good liquidity, and have good cash flow, life insurance in case a problem happens, health insurance. All that, that's what banks look for. Stability. We like to lend money to people that we are pretty sure can pay us back, and or if we lend them money against an asset like a $2 million house that has $500,000 of equity in it, we kind of like lending money to people of that kind of caliber, of that kind of asset, because the market would have to drop by more than 25% for us to really be in trouble, and we're not in a housing bubble like we used to be. Although I just did read a headline to you that housing prices are up 10%. So banks are desperate to lend money, and this hedge fund obviously had no trouble finding it. They had no trouble finding billions. Up to 120 billion was being carried by these guys with only 4 billion equity. Wow, that is shocking. And the question is going around, the secret whispering, the whispers going, is there anybody else? Is anyone else out there like that? How about, are there other funds we've never heard about that have 5 billion in assets and are borrowing 50 billion, or there are assets out there with 1 billion and they're borrowing 10 billion? How many are there? And if so, where are they? If they're in Manhattan, we can see them. We can investigate them. But if they're located in the Cayman Islands or in Monaco, or located in Liechtenstein, or in other tax-free jurisdictions, we can't necessarily go in there and do an audit because it's secret. It's all. There's no sharing of documentation. How how many more are we talking about? Hopefully this is it, right? This is all, right? Just the one, and they got sold out, and we're done, right? Please tell me. No one knows. Nobody knows, and so we're gonna see what happens here. We open in 2 minutes, and I thank you for coming by here today to spend some time with me today. I hope you're finding it somewhat informative. Hopefully not too depressing. But knowledge is power, and that's what it's all about. Dean, thank you again for becoming a member of this channel. I really appreciate every single one of you who are joining this channel. Max, do you think the gradual increase in GDP and public spending post-pandemic will partially counter or at least slow the impending market bubble pop? Well, a growing economy is a good thing, because a growing economy means there's growing taxes. Growing taxes means governments need to borrow less or lean less on taxpayers to cover deficits. That's a good thing. A growing economy and a growing capital and growing profits means that the markets are justifying their lofty prices, but markets have a tendency to stay ahead of this kind of thing sometimes too much. So we'll have to watch for that. Timothy, Bruce, what do you think about the price of rocket fuel? And maybe we should rocket pool to the moon with our attendees and save on the spare dollars. Look, my thinking, Timothy, is if you guys make the kind of money you're hoping to make on GameStop, you're not going to care what the price to the moon is, because you can afford it. You can probably afford the rocket itself. But we'll see here. Knowledge is power. It grows like a flower. DL Hart, thank you, Coyote, for your kind words and donations. We are getting close to opening here. We're at 187.83 on GameStop. $187.89, up $6.59 on 357,000 shares traded. We're getting ready to open. The Dow is down 12 points. It's not worried about anything from what I can see here. S&P down 9 points, not an issue. NASDAQ down 69. Who cares? This is virtually on flat, a little on the red, just a tiny titch. But we'll see how the market wants to start right off the get-go. We're going to watch this closely. Oil down 99 cents to $60.57 a barrel. Watching the futures coming in. They're just slightly red at the opening. That could either turn into a real rout or a flat half an hour and then a real surge, or it could just turn into a surge right away. Everyone's playing possum. We'll see what happens in a few moments. We're just about there. Yep, the bell's going right now. They're ringing the bell in New York, which means I can grab my phone and I can set up my my little ticker here. I have the I have my phone here, which is just clicked into the Yahoo quotes thing, and I'm just taking a look at the stocks that I follow. GameStop opening at 188 on the New York Stock Exchange, up 670, now 189. Volume to start, 458,000 is the first opening volume of the day, which is reflecting how the stock was doing in the pre-market. It's an absolute accurate this morning. The pre-market is right on this market, 188.95, 188.85 right now on the GameStop shares to start the morning. AMC down 4 cents to 10.31 to open it with 910,000 volume. Not a lot to get excited about there. The Dow is down 29 points in the first moments of trading. S&P down 8, NASDAQ down 56. That's what we're seeing here in the early morning first trades. We'll watch this as we always do as things start to settle in the next few minutes. SPACs are generally flat or down to start the day. Down a nickel here for down 17 cents for Vector, down 3 cents for NavSite, down 13 for IPOE. Gore's unchanged. Virgin Group up 2 cents. Starboard down 6 cents. Fortress down up 5 cents. Not a lot to talk about here yet. Vanek Vectors up down 162. Home Depot down 58 cents. IBM down 7 cents. Got nothing going on. Microsoft down $2. Apple down $1.30. Tesla down $8 to $6.03. Bed Bath & Beyond up 40 cents. One of the green bars up 40 cents. BlackBerry down a nickel. The Royal Caribbean up $1. Norwegian up 24 cents. Carnival up 25 cents. That is the early indication of what's going on right now. Dow down 34 points. Very quiet opening. Thank you, Timothy, for this donation. How do I become a member? Is it turned off? Timothy, you need to use your phone if you're going to use it and go to desktop mode to be able to become a member, or go to a desktop computer or laptop computer, and you'll find the join button right here beside the subscribe button on my homepage or on this channel while you're watching me live. That's the best way to do it. The app itself is it doesn't work, but you have to do it through a desktop mode. but it's turned on. You can become a member. So figure that out if you can. And thank you for asking. And I welcome you aboard when you can figure it out. Justin, have a coffee and a bagel on me. Cheers. Thank you, Justin. Thank you all of you who are constantly supporting me here and encouraging me and saying hi to Jennifer as well. We so appreciate all of you. We hope you're enjoying this channel, and we're hoping you're enjoying the chat side here. The chat is only open to members of the channel because why? Because when we were wide open to anyone, we got everyone, and we got people you didn't want here. You didn't want to be anywhere near some of the people that were trying to get in here, and some of the absolute disturbing commentary was just not fit for human consumption. And so we went to a pay model. So if a troll wants to come in here now and become a member of this channel and send a payment and then put their vitriol up, they can be traced through their payment system because we report all violations, and we just won't tolerate it. It's a PG channel as far as I'm concerned. It's what I want to keep it. I want it to be a very friendly place for anyone to come to, and in particular, I am desperately attempting to make this channel as friendly as possible to the female members of my channel, and I so welcome the gals who are coming in here and trusting us to become part of the channel. Jen is very adamant that this channel be a welcoming place for the female investment community as well as the male, because generally speaking, most channels that you watch on YouTube to talk about the markets are hosted by a male, and the audience is virtually all male. And I would really rather have a mix because I think that's just the world in which we live in. And there are a lot of you out there, a lot of females out there who watch me, but you don't participate because you're just gonna listen. I'm just listening, Bruce. I'm not gonna show myself. I totally get it. I totally respect it. Jen, same thing. We both know. And those of you gals who have joined us, we're just so thrilled you're here, and we welcome you with open arms. And you're more than welcome to be here. Ross, thank you, buddy, for becoming a member. Thanks for figuring out how to become a member of this channel. And a bunch of emojis are at your beck and call. Enjoy. Thank you to all of you. We have 1,500 thumbs ups already this morning. That is a huge start with in only an hour. 5,800 of you are here. Thank you for the 1,500 thumbs ups already. Please keep them coming. I'm always begging for thumbs ups. You have to understand what those mean to us. The YouTube algorithmic computers promote live telecasts based on this to this number. If the thumbs ups are coming in, more people will be sent here to join this discussion group and follow me. And I've had so many people who've had one-on-one chats with me, these private sessions I do. I always ask them, how did you find my channel? How did you find me? And they say, I was recommended to you by YouTube. They recommended me. I was watching information about this or that. I found a listing. YouTube told me, you may want to watch this guy. And he said, I watched you for 5 minutes. I listened to you rant and rave away as an old man. And something you said stuck with me, or your style or your demeanor. And then I looked at your comments, and that was the other big one I get all the time. I looked at the comments section and how people are so respectful to each other and supportive. I had to be part of this family. And that right there is the nail on the head. That's why I work so hard to try to develop this channel as a PG friendly place to be. 2,000 subscribers. I just saw 1,900. 2,000 thumbs ups. 2,000 thumbs ups. Thank you so much for this. It is you. I think most of you know how much this means to us. Those of you don't. You have to know. We really beg for thumbs ups here. I'm not kidding. I'm begging you. Please give us a thumbs up. It really means the world to us. It's free to hand out. There's no cost to you. I just hope you like it enough to do that. So thank you. Melissa and B are in the house. They've become members of this channel, and you're not going to shake them loose. Thanks, you guys. Melissa and B and Baby Justice. Love that handle. Thank you guys for being here, and use those emojis all you want. We got the neat emojis going at all times, and we have pussycats and volcanoes and I don't know. I think we've got 15 emojis. We got more coming. We have more under construction. We can't keep up with creating emojis because every so many subscribers you're allowed to do another emoji. So we'll just keep making them. So you have any ideas, suggestions for emojis, let me know in good taste, please. Thank you. Christopher, I couldn't be happier. You went through with the subscription service. It was a super messy before that with spam. Good morning, Uncle Bruce. Christopher Bampton, thank you for those kind words. And you are so right. It was just intolerable. And we were thinking we might have to shut the comments down. We'll just have to shut it off because it's just ridiculous. But this is the way to go, and it's effective, and so we're very happy about this. Thank you. 192, it's 192, 193 on GameStop. We're up 1069 this morning. Let's keep going. 193 now. I think we just popped up. Cav, hypothetically, how do you responsibly exit a cup and handle runoff, stage sell-offs? I would assume are must, but what should I be reading in the game plan? Well, you know what? If you think this game is about to be over, then fair enough. Then you've got to pick your price and what kind of return you're happy taking and move on. But I don't think this ride is over. Nowhere near over. I think GameStop is going to be a story for years. It's going to be an evolving corporation for quite some time. The major shift is happening right now. It's happening right as we're here every day. There are major corporate moves happening that we can't see. We're not allowed in those offices. The people are being brought in, and I think there are interviews. If it wouldn't surprise me if there could be 50 interviews a day being conducted by headhunters on behalf of the company on a very what's the word I'm looking for? Discreet basis. How's that? Discreetly. I think there are a ton of candidates being interviewed by GameStop to join the company. A ton. And we'll never know that. We'll never see that. But it's happening. And we're starting to see these press releases coming out going, oh, yeah, 3 more people just joined us that we want to tell you about. There could have been 30 more people who've been hired at lower levels that you'll never hear their names. But the army underneath the generals is being stacked up. And this is early days, you guys. We're up $15 a share now, 196 on the stock. From what I can tell you, 200 just hit 200 a share, up $19 a share right now. So stock's popping right now. Wolfgang, we could take loans on our stock, right? Collateral, depending on the banker. It depends. If you have a brokerage firm and you've got a margin account, you can borrow against your stock. I've been adamantly saying to all of you for months, do not borrow against your stock and buy this on margin. Only cash, because there's been too much nonsense going on with margin calls out there. Max Carey, member, thank you, Max, for joining. Appreciate this. Also, Martin, buddy, thank you for figuring out how to become a member. Nice to have you. $200 a share from what I can see at the moment. It's jumping around. Volume on GameStop to start the morning, 2 million. That's higher than yesterday for sure. We were not at 2 million in the first 10 minutes of trading yesterday, not even close. So that's a good sign. GameStop, Kramer's talking GameStop. Not sure what he's saying because I can't put the volume up. That would be a copyright violation. But GameStop is being talked about by Mr. Kramer right now, and it is a $200 stock right at this minute, 199 to 1200. Very good. Melissa is in the house. Get out of the way. Melissa's here. How you doing, Melissa? Thank you for joining me. Melissa Sekinger, thank you for trusting us and coming on board. I'm so happy when the gals come in. That just makes me so happy. And then I can't wait for Jen to get up. She's still sleeping. I can't wait for Jen to get up because I get to tell her we have more gals. The gals are coming. The women are coming in here, and this is an underserviced area of the stock market community. There are so few female guests on these networks, so few female voices out there, and yet they should be heard. And so I'm delighted. I am delighted, and my daughter will be very pleased. She also talks to mom all the time and wants to know how dad's doing and how's dad's channel. She watches dad's channel. Hello there. I know she's watching, and she follows it, and she's tracking. He's getting the gals, and that's my dad. And way to go. So yeah, I'm really pumped about that. This stock, GameStop, like I said before, You should not be short this thing. You should not be short. There's only 70 million shares outstanding. That is the other thing to understand about the power of the upside of this stock. Luke used the force, okay? This company shares will run because there are so few actual shares to stop it from running. It's not like there's a billion shares lying around that are dying to be sold on this thing. They don't exist. We know there are hundreds of millions of shares trading hands on this company shares. We know that. But that game will end. And the higher the stock goes, that game will end violently as it goes even higher. And so this thing is on the cusp. That's my personal opinion. Mr. Joshua, new member, thank you for coming on board and joining the group. Thank you, all of you who are becoming members. Also, Sherry Jones. Sherry, how are you? Welcome. Thank you guys for being here. I'm glad you could make it. Nick Tap, thank you. Kramer just said that GameStop is putting together a dream team, and he's right. He's right. It's exactly what it is. And no analysts in New York are saying this. None of them. They're either I can't stand incompetence. I can't stand it at senior levels. And when you've got analysts for some of the biggest Wall Street firms, these are supposed to be the best of the best. These guys are supposed to uncover real potential. And these guys are not doing their job, or they've been told not to do their job. Maybe they've been warned away, because there are so many analysts on Wall Street that are not even covering GameStop. They don't even talk about it. It's the most talked about stock in the stock market almost every day. It's got tens of millions of followers following this company. It's in the age group of the gaming market. This is the future of the planet. The folks who are 25 to 45 are going to lead this world going forward, because guys like me step aside. We're old, and the new kids are coming in, and they've got their kids coming in behind them, and they're all gamers. Nobody. It's like it's like I'm in a bizarro world where I've come out of a time capsule or something like that. Like I'm in a Back to the Future movie, and I've landed in 2021. I get out of my DeLorean, and I'm looking around going, oh, you know what's happening? I just came here from 1986, and when a stock dominates the market, we really talk about it. Here I am in 2021, and here's a stock that is dominating the social media world like you cannot believe. Documentaries are being made about this company. Movies are being made about this company. And Wall Street has got the sound of crickets. What's with these guys? What's your problem? Where are you guys? I thought you were the best in your field. I thought you were the highest paid people in your profession. These analysts out there are supposed to be the guys who can dig up the background of they're not doing it. No one is doing. There's like 5 analysts that are covering the stock. 5? What? There are 100 analysts. What are the other 95 doing out there? Why aren't the other 95 doing anything? Like anything. And you don't need to be in an office to cover this company. You can do it from your living room. I'm doing it from my living room. I'm in a town of 5,000 people. 5,000 people is where I'm surrounded by. There's nobody here, and I'm covering this thing. I don't get it. These guys are in the biggest cities in the world. They have contacts everywhere. Some of these analysts brag about how many contacts they have in the business, and they're not covering this story. I just what's the matter? What is Biff Tannen running the show, or all of a sudden what happened? What happened in 1985 or in 1995? Did somebody pick up in the almanac of future sports betting and decided that GameStop was not going to be covered? What is going on? I don't get it. I don't know, folks. I'm trying as hard as I can here to tell you the real deal, but it's not easy. Strangest stuff in the world. My 5-year-old daughter loves watching the bald bagel grandpa. Disclaimer: her words, not mine. Well, I'm not, I got some hair, but it's thin and it's white and it is not a lot left. There used to be hair. But it's, yeah, he's the bald grandpa who's, I'm sorry. But what kind of, it's sad. I got to tell you though, taking a shower, washing the hair, 2 minutes quick, just 2 minutes, done. There's none of this, 5 minutes of lathering up and then getting all the shampoo out and then getting all the conditioner in, lathering up. None of that. I mean, and then drying it, just get a towel, comb it. 5 minutes later, it's all done. This is easy peasy, gotta say. Time is precious, 189 to 190 on the stock. It's backed off a bit here. But don't be surprised at this. You're gonna get these. We've seen this day in and day out. You've seen this week in and week out. The stock takes a run and gets attacked. The stock takes a run and gets attacked. Kramer comes out and talks about the dream team that's being assembled, and then the hedge funds come in and slam this thing because they are upside down. They are so upside down, and they are going to lose tens of billions of dollars if they don't get off their duffs and fix this. And they got to buy in. They got to get back. Bruce is my dream team, sharing all this education for free. Get some bagels on Melvin. I think PayPal used some bagel money as well. Thank you, Ross Tack, for this very generous super chat. It's so appreciative. Thank you. Jen will shake her head in amazement yet again. Wolfgang, top experts are almost never in the public eye. There you go. Yeah, like I say, these guys are they're missing in action. They're MIA. They're not doing their clients at the brokerage firms that they're employed with any favors whatsoever. There's an ignorance level going on out there where there are those of us in the know, and then there's the rest of the market haven't got a clue what's going on, and they only hear rumors. They only hear what they can find out themselves. If they don't know I exist, and most people don't, I mean, there's 6,400 of you here. You know what that means? That means there's 200 million people who aren't here. So that's what that means. Tanya, thank you, Tanya, for becoming a member of the channel. But those of you who are here, I'm going to say you're the ones in the know. You know what's going on. Because I think I know what's going on. I think so. Kramer is verifying what I think I know. And he's on a network. He's talking to 1 million people right now. I'm talking to 6,200. We're saying the same thing in a roundabout way here. But I'll go further with my personal opinion because I can do that. He might not be able to do that on CNBC with restrictions, but I can vent my personal opinion. If you're short this stock, you're an idiot. You're a moron. You're going to get killed. Cav, hypothetically, if a company has strong fundamentals but then goes through a squeeze, would it still be worth holding long? I can see that being the good if there were dividends. Why not buy back? Well, again, you said right here, strong fundamentals. If you're saying the company has strong fundamentals, are you saying that the fundamentals are strong until the stock reaches a certain level and the fundamentals aren't good anymore? You're not saying that. You're saying that the fundamentals are strong and they're likely to remain strong. Look at Amazon. Amazon right now, I mean, I have to come back to this example because it's been a 25-year example of what GameStop is going to become. Amazon is the time machine. It's the one in the future, and GameStop is the one in the past. Here we are, and Amazon is at $3,046 a share, and it's trading at 72.8 times earnings. The company has a market cap value of $1.5 trillion. $1.5 trillion in market cap. A company that big is trading at 72.8 times earnings. What does that mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means that the buyers of this stock of Amazon are saying to anyone who sells the stock to them, when they buy it from someone at $346.51, they're saying, thank you very much for selling me your stock, because I, as the buyer, believe that this company will continue to grow much faster than the average public company is going to grow, much faster than any public this size is going to grow. And I'm prepared to pay 72.81 times earnings per share today in March of 2021, because I feel, and I don't know how long they're thinking of holding it, but if they're saying I'm going to hold it for 5 years, they believe that in 5 years from now, the company will be much larger, much higher sales figures, much higher profits, gross profits, and that even if the shares trade at $72 or 72 times earnings in 5 years, these guys are going $3,045 is a bargain. That's what they're saying to the seller. The seller is going, this stuff is at $3,045. I bought it at $2,000 a share 5 years ago, whenever I bought it. I've made a ton of money. I'm getting off this train. Good answer. Both are correct. They are both correct in their assessment of the current situation. But this stock is trading in the future versus where GameStop is right now. GameStop is heading here. GameStop will not trade, despite what any analyst is trying to sell you right now. There are analysts out there who are going to say, well, you know, when the company earns $1 a share, they'll trade at 30 times earnings and they'll trade at $30 a share. Wrong. And so the moment that this company earns $1 a share in profit, is that moment in time is when the street is going to say, oh, the next 2 years, they're going to have $5 a share in profit. And others are going to say, well, in 3 to 5 years, they're going to have $8 a share in profit. And 30 times $8 a share is $240 a share. That's at 30 times earnings. This stock will not trade at 30 times earnings. No, it'll trade at 200 times earnings because the growth curve is going to be so massive and the profit margins are so high for these guys in the business that they're entering that the street's going to go, oh, no. This is not a conservative 30-time earning company. This is not even an Amazon 72-time earning company. No. This will be 200, 250 times earnings for years. So if you earn $1 a share, you're a $250 stock. You earn $5 a share, you're a $1,250 stock. You earn $20 a share, you're $5,000 a share. That is what this street is going to put on this stock. This is not going to be IBM or Chase Manhattan Bank, 12 times earnings, conservative multiple. Are you kidding me? Are you out of your mind? No, this company is in a whole other business, and all e-commerce companies are not do not trade at conservative multiples. This is where these analysts they can't get it out of their brains. They keep thinking, oh, this is a blockbuster. It's just a retail store company. I can't imagine it would trade at more than 30 times multiple. That's why I can't put more than a $30 price on this stock. Yeah, well, okay, you're wrong, and boy, are you ever wrong. If the market isn't telling you right now how wrong you are, that's one thing. But they're going to have to just watch and see, and maybe they may or may not have a job a year from now as an analyst anymore. I don't know, but I can't understand where the other 95 analysts. Where are these guys? It's crickets on Wall Street, totally ignoring the story. Not even covering it. And there are probably 50 million people, brokerage accounts, 50 million brokerage accounts that should be receiving research on GameStop, and they should be getting both sides of the story. Even if you have an observation analyst, like have a middle of the road person say, okay, look. Here are the analysts who don't like the stock and why. Here are the analysts who do like the stock and why. You 50 million people figure it out. And 40 million will go, I don't want to touch this thing. I have no idea. I don't care. 10 million will go, well, yeah, that's interesting. 5 million will go, this is a bunch of garbage. And 5 million might go, this sounds pretty good. And all of a sudden, 5 million clients are calling their brokers and going, let's get 100 of this thing. Let's get 1,000. Let's get 500. Let's get some of this stuff. That right there would take this to 500 a share. just that. But again, I don't run Wall Street. I just comment on what's happening in the marketplace in as plain and English format as I can. I can tell you right now, the stock is 186, 185 a share. It got up to 202, and it took a shot right to 202. It didn't dilly-dally about. It went right up there. We've now traded 4.6 million shares, and in the last 15 minutes, this stock has gotten slammed. And the selling coming into this stock is not, oh, I got 10,000 shares, let's cash in at 202. No, this selling is sell this stock at any price you can, as fast as you can, and don't give the stock any time to recover. I want to sell this right away. That kind of a seller is not selling to maximize their return. That seller is damaging this market on purpose, and it's not 10,000 shares. It was probably 2 million shares. And we went from 2-something million to 4.6 million in 5 minutes, where they slammed every bid they could find to make this look so volatile, so scary, so that brokers out there who are being told by their managers, maybe, don't touch this stock with anything because we'll show you why. And then they show them this performance and they say to their customers, oh, you shouldn't buy this. It's so volatile. You could really get burned on this. While Kramer talks about the dream team that's being assembled. Who do you want to believe? The hedge fund guys who are trying to kill this stock, or someone like myself and Kramer and others who are going, man, this is a pretty good looking management group they're putting together here. I kind of like these guys. These kids are here for the long haul. This stock is just trading in 5-minute increments, but I like this. The move they're making. And I know that the annual meeting is coming up, and I know they're going to bring in these 8 new directors, and I know that Cohen is probably going to take this whole thing over, and that's what we know. But the stock right now is getting messed with. And so there you go, kids. Buy on the dips and enjoy the show. But boy, I think that short sellers are going to get it. They're going to get it real bad. And, and I can't help these guys. And I don't want to help them. I mean, I kind of going, you deserve every nickel you lose. You deserve it in spades. And so there you have it. Cody, I've been a professional game development since 2006, and you were right on GameStop. You're a boomer, but you're right. Well, thank you, Cody, for that. I didn't pre-read this message. I'm just literally reading it like Ron Burgundy live on here. Thank you for that. 187.46 up $6 on GameStop. It's just unbelievable. I'm just like I said. I really believe I've just come out of the time machine, and I've come out of the time machine. I'm in a bizarro future. I cannot. You thought Back to the Future #2 was bizarro. This to me is bizarro. Dimitri, Vanguard and Russell 2000 ETFs with big GameStop exposure are being attacked hard at the moment. I'm so impressed how GameStop is holding up. Diamond hands. Interesting comment there. Thank you, Dimitri. Let me move forward here. More comments have come in, paid comments. I want to try to at least read these. David, Amazon should add a return package space. They should add a return packages space at some GameStop stores. It's a very good way for people to buy stuff from GameStop. Amazon should add a return packages space at GameStop store. I don't know what that means. You're kind of losing me on that one. Probably because I'm old and I don't understand stuff. That's what it is. I'm just old and I don't understand stuff. Anyway, what can I say, guys? Thank you for being here, everybody. Some folks don't like Kramer. Too bad. He's around for a reason. What can I say? Anyway, is there any relevance to the market for the last day of the month? Oh, there's serious relevance, mega serious relevance. Tomorrow, in the last hour of trading, watch out. All heck is going to break loose in the last hour of tomorrow. All heck is going to break loose. And then I think we have trading on Thursday, and I think we're closed Friday. Am I right in that assumption? I'm so tired, and I'm so buried with work. I'm not even sure if I get Friday off. Can anyone confirm that? Are we closed on Friday? Anyway, we'll see what's going on. David meant that Amazon should partner with GameStop. So if you need to return a package, you could drop it off at a GameStop store. Well, why would GameStop want to do that? Why would they want to help a competitor in the online market for that? I'm not sure what I'm wondering if there's a problem with a GameStop purchase that you made through GameStop, then I can certainly see the stores coming in handy, for a resolution situation. You might be sent, you contact the company, say, hey, I got this console and it's not working. And they say, I see you're in so-and-so neighborhood. There's a GameStop 3 miles from you. I'm just checking my system. There's a console there with your name on it. Just bring your old console in. They'll give you the new one. Off you go. Is that okay for you? Instead of us shipping it to you over the next 24 or 48 hours, if you want, you can have it done in an hour. I see that as a possibility. And then, of course, the store will take in the broken unit, send it back to the warehouse, and they'll deal with the return and all that sort of thing. That would work, but why help Amazon? I wouldn't help Amazon. I would they send a unit that's not working, and then a person goes through a frustrating exercise to send it back, which I don't think you do with Amazon. But nonetheless, that's their issue, right? That's my guess. Hey, I don't know. Yes. Yes, that's correct. Someone was saying that Amazon would like GameStop to go away. That's right. That's exactly right. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with your comments. Thank you, all of you, for being here. Daddy Cohen has this. Don't you worry. Daddy Cohen's got this figured out. And let's go here. Yeah, Bruce has a beef with Amazon. Do I ever? Yeah, I do have a beef with those guys. David, well, people can return Amazon things at some GameStop stores. I saw that in Kohl's, and people always return Amazon things there, and they always stay and buy. Well, whatever. I think future gamers will prefer, if I'm right on this, future gamers will do what current pet owners are doing. They find Chewy, they become addicted to the Chewy service and the loyalty and everything else, and they just don't ever order from Amazon ever again for their pets' needs. That's what Chewy's doing to Amazon in the pet sector. That's it. And I think GameStop will do over time a similar thing, but they won't eliminate Amazon from existence, or Amazon will never sell a game station again. No, Amazon will have its share of market, of course. But I think the GameStop buyer will become so loyal to the GameStop site that the GameStop website will be chock full of paid placement ads by manufacturers through all the pages that they're offering for you to view. And I think that GameStop will make tens of millions of dollars in profits every year just from ads being placed on their websites that people will just naturally see when they come into the GameStop site every couple of days, see what's going on. They'll be directed in for a new set of headphones that so-and-so just came out with, or there's a new gaming chair coming out, or there's a new preview of a game coming out. They're going to go to these sites all the time. It's Gamer Central is what it's going to be, gamer.com Central. And these gamers, their eyeballs will be watching placement ads that will be popped up that GameStop will be paid for, which will make them tens of millions in profits, not get their money back to run the site, profits on top of the costs of running their site. And then they make money selling merchandise on the site on top of that. I mean, this company is about to just explode in cash flow, just explode in cash flow. This $1 a share profit thing, they need to make 70 million in profit to make a $1 a share profit, by the way. 70 million. That's all they have to make. They only have 70 million shares outstanding. They make 350 million in profit. They make $1 billion in profit on 10-12 billion in sales, which they could easily do. They make $1 billion in profit. That's 70 million shares, $15 a share profit. Even at 30 times earnings, it's a $350 company. By the way, you take that analyst who says, "Oh, it's going to trade at 30 times earnings." 70 times earnings, like Amazon, times $15 profit. That's $1,000 a share price. 200 times earnings, that's $3,000 a share. You tell me where the stock's going to go. It's not going to be at $30 a share. None of that. It's not going to be at $400 or $500 a share. No, thousands. They'll split. It'll be a. This is the future. I'm talking about, and it's coming very quickly. The dream team is not sitting around going, "Oh, I hope we can make this happen in 5 years." No. 5 weeks, 5 months. This is happening now. As things are happening so quickly. Greg, I could see GameStop having a deal with Best Buy with GameStop kiosks in stores where you can pick up, return, and use GameStop points. I can too. I can see a store in a store. I can absolutely see that. I think that Best Buy will suggest it. Best Buy will want it because it'll bring traffic to them for their other merchandise. I can see it. But in what order does everything happen is kind of the question. Stores have to close. Stores have to be shut down, and then we'll go from there. AB, hey Bruce, I've been meaning to ask if there's ever a company you despise on a personal level that you wouldn't invest in, even if it's lucrative. I can't answer that question off the top of my head, so probably not. Those of you who own Amazon shares, if you're making money on it, great. I'm happy for you. I have a personal beef with those guys, but that's my beef. Not against the stock, not against the company, just my own personal whatever. Matt, a GameStop announcement. GameStop appoint growth officer from Amazon. We know. We've been talking about this, Matt. Thank you for popping in and reaffirming that news. Yes, get my knife hot and the butter ready, because we're going through like knife through hot butter. 186, 187 on GameStop at the moment is where we're trading at, up 5.30 a share on 5.3 million shares right now. Watching to see, as we all are, can this stock break out and stay up? It seems to get over 200 and get slammed every time it gets hit by, I think, a violent targeted sell programs that just come in and slam the stock. This stock has got to be dropped in price by tomorrow afternoon by the bell. That's my personal opinion. I think that's what the objective is for a certain number of short investors out there, exposed investors out there. They need a first quarter print on GameStop tomorrow at the bell at a lower level. And I think they will stop at nothing to make it happen. I personally am saying that as a personal opinion. They will stop at nothing to crap this market out. And they've already taken it from 202 this morning and dropped it here in 10 minutes. And I think that, the only way to combat that, immediately is where small investors just keep coming in and buying up the stock. They just keep buying it and buying it and buying it and buying it. And these guys can't seem to make it go away. It's like a mosquito that just won't leave you alone. And eventually they will realize that they have too many hundreds of millions at stake that could turn into multi-billions at stake if this is let to go. And I'm kind of wondering if there are naive short sellers out there who just are not able to grasp the problem that they have put themselves into yet. And by the time they figure it out, they go, my God, we're not going to lose, $100 million on this transaction. We could lose $5 billion, just us. There could be dozens of outfits out there who could each lose billions of dollars, billions each. So is it a $50 billion nightmare, a $100 billion, $150 billion? You tell me. 200 and something million shares out there go to 300, 400, 500 a share. You got a 50 billion market cap company at 200 million shares trading at 500 a share. That's $200 million, 20 billion in market cap. If I got my numbers right, am I even? No, I'm not even correct. No, I'm at 200 billion. It's a 200 billion market cap company. That's right. So 200 million shares out there, or 250 million shares out there that are actually trading around. Times 500 a share. That's a $125 billion problem. The company only has 70 million out there. At 500 a share, they're a $35 billion company market cap. So that's what the market cap will show you on your quote machine. If you go to marketwatch.com and say, what's the market cap of GameStop, or go to Google, it'll tell you, at $186 a share right now, it's about $13 billion. But if there's 250 million actually changing hands out there, that means at 186 a share times 250 million shares that are actually out there, you multiply that number by that number, and what do you get? I think you get $45 billion in market cap, not 12. Yeah, it's more than triple. That's right. It's 3.5 times. So it's huge. This stock goes up every dollar. That's a 250 million bigger problem. $250 million, every dollar it goes up is the problem for the shorts. Not that they are short 250 million, but that's how much is out there. And I'm saying that a lot of you folks are coming in, picking up 2 shares, 5 shares, 10, 15, 18, half, 3/4 of a share. You're buying it up, cash, putting it away, waiting for Mr. Cohen to keep assembling his dream team. And you're patient. And these hedge funds are just going, we keep selling this stuff, and it just doesn't go down to $50. We can't break the back of this stock. We either we're wrong or millions of investors are wrong. Well, million investors could be wrong, but they can still win. Because if millions of investors buy the stock and don't sell it, it won't go down in price. It's just that simple. If dozens of hedge funds and other institutions try to crap this market by shorting stock they haven't got, they can't borrow, but somehow they're able to attack this stock through hedge fund programs and whatever else. They're trying every trick in the book to drop this stock, and you guys just keep buying it. You're screwing them up. You're completely ruining their day. It's not a good day at the hedge fund networks, hedge fund quarters around the globe. You're really making life difficult for these people. And these yachts and private jets that are on order are now in jeopardy because of you people taking their money away from them. Well, tough, because your game plan is different than theirs. Their game plan is, we don't care what Ryan Cohen's doing. We don't care what the future of the company is. We think the stock should be at 25 bucks a share, and that's where we're going to put it if we have our way. But you guys are going, well, we do care where the company's going. We do care what Ryan Cohen is going to do with the company. And we're going to keep buying the stock that you're giving us because we feel that this is a bargain. And you can have it back from us. We will sell you back this stock gladly. You can have all you need, but it's not going to be at 187.42 a share. No. It's not going to be 25 either. We're not going to give it to you there. You're not getting our stock at 25 a share. Oh, no. You want to get stock back in the numbers that you've been shorting it, that you've been attacking us, you're going to have to pay a steep, steep price. Don't think about going to Ryan Cohen and trying to cut a deal with him to say, hey, listen, we need 30 million shares from your treasury. Why don't you sell it to us at $195 a share? We'll all be happy. You'll have a bunch of dough, and then we'll get out from underneath a short situation. And Ryan Cohen, I don't think he's going to go, oh, that's a great idea. I think his answer is going to be, well, I got this dream team of people here, and I got this game plan, and I know that Chewy is at 30 to 40 billion in value, and I know that we're not, and I know that Amazon trades at 72.8 times earnings and used to trade at 90 times earnings like 2 months ago. We think we're going to trade at 200 times earnings, and we think we're going to earn $5 a share next year. We think we're going to be trading at $1,000 a share. I don't know why I would want to talk to you guys about selling stock to you guys at $195 a share. I don't know. Why would I want to do that? Maybe we should be talking about maybe, $1,000 a share. I'll sell you 30 million at $1,000 a share to help you out because, I'm being a nice guy. Otherwise, get out of my office because, time's up. These guys are going to go wonder, why won't anyone sell us their stock? We don't get it. Well, yeah, that's right. They don't get it. They don't get it. And they can't make it go down to where they want it to go. They keep slamming it. It keeps coming back up every time. And these army ants are buying up every bit of stock these guys want to offer. And they're another 200 million in the hole tomorrow and the day after another 200. And Wednesday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, this stock should not be here for their needs. This is not a good thing. They are looking pretty ugly at these levels, and they got to wonder, geez, what do we have to do here to get out from underneath this mess? I will admit this: if they're shorting it starting at 202 today, and they shorted it at 201 and 200 and 199 and 198, they sold. They took a whole bunch of additional stock and shorted it up here. So that lifted their overall price of their average short position from wherever it is to wherever it is now. And so if they keep shorting more stock between 180 and 210, they keep shorting millions more shares, their overall average price of all the stock they're short will approach this level as each trade goes through. I will grant them that, except that the number of shares that you've had to sell to get your average price on your short sale up to this 140, 50, 60, whatever, I don't know what it is, you are really up against it. Now, I don't know how you guys are going to get back another 50 million shares. I don't know where's that coming from? It doesn't exist. There's only 70 million shares in existence. And yet you guys have flooded the market with 200 million plus. Again, we're guessing because we just look up Google reports and say, how many shares of GameStop are held by mutual funds and institutions that have to report to the SEC. And we get these numbers that vary from 102 million to 160 million shares. And we're going, why such a wide number? And why is it always higher than the 70 million that's out there? And oh, by the way, aren't there 25 million held by management? And isn't there a declared short position from New York? And then there's all this shorting through ETFs and stuff like that. And then there's all these naked call options being written by the Chicago guy. How many hundreds of millions of GameStop shares are actually available to be traded on by investors versus the 70 million that actually have only ever been issued by the treasury of the company? Why isn't this pyramid scheme falling apart? And if it falls apart, it means the stock goes up because people have to cover their short positions, which have unlimited losses in front of them. So sooner or later, this breaks. It's a question of how many millions of you are out there who are going to pick off this stock and just keep buying it. It's all it is. The law of supply and demand. That's all it is. That's what I come back to. There's 6,200 of you here. There are 199 million of you who aren't here that also play the market, who don't know what I'm telling you guys. You guys are the 6,200 that are actually sitting there going, is he right? Does this make sense? Is this Uncle Bruce guy, the 65-year-old ancient YouTuber, is he onto something? Is there something to this? Even if he's like half right, there's 160 million out there. There's 140 million out there. There's only supposed to be 70 million shares, but if there's 140 million actually floating around out there, he's only he's talking 200, 250 million. There's only 140. He's still like on the right track, isn't he? No other stock out there has this kind of a wacky number of outstanding versus possible trading. No, is it? Is that true? But could it be that there are more shares of Apple floating around out there than actually exist from the treasury of Apple? Could that be also said of Google stock and Amazon stock and Microsoft and Facebook and every other company? Is it possible that there's 20% more shares trading out there than actually exist overall, like all stock, all companies combined? But in the case of GameStop, it's like way out of proportion. It's like 2 to 3 to 1. And is that accurate? Does Bruce not know that there is actually 1 billion shares shorted on GameStop on options from this Friday to a year from now Friday? That's how many shares are actually shorted on GameStop. But they're not short this second, but they are pledged to be shorted between now and a year and a half from now. Is that something he doesn't know? And could that come into play? Because if these shares go to 300 to 400 to 500 now, every contract, ever written from now to the future, that are at 500 or less exercise, they're all in the money. And that puts all of those contracts and all those shares written with those short. That adds to the theoretical short position that he's not even aware of. He's talking about what's immediately trading short and going on out there. There's a reason why you can have on GameStop right now 6 million shares traded in the first 50 minutes when there's only 70 million in existence. How is that possible? There's only 50 million actually free trading, and most of those are held by institutions. And we know institutions hold 110 to 160 million of them. So that there has to be so much more out there. And then there's the option market that could really blow it out. Because we keep teasing these option players. There's these media guys that keep bringing this up. Oh, yeah, there's options trading on GameStop, $400 contract price, $500. To some guys are playing $800 calls. Those are idiots. And I'm kind of going, yeah, but what if the stock took a run to 1,000? Wouldn't all those hundreds of thousands of contracts that were written naked at 800 now be $200 in the money per contract? 100 shares per contract? Did you know that a single contract that's $200 in the money is a contract that trades for $20,000 per contract? So if you've got hundreds of thousands of $20,000 contracts in the money, You're talking billions and billions and billions of dollars here. You're talking about unfathomable money, more money than the company is worth right now. I mean, that's what I'm alluding to here. This stock runs, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy with the contracts that are now all in the money. These contracts they're $200 contracts, there could be $400,000, $200 contracts between this Friday's expiry and a year from now Friday expiry. 200,000 contracts, 20 million shares. That represents 20 million shares. And there's 200,000 contracts at 210, and there's 200,000 contracts at 220. I don't know the number. I'm saying this could be the number. We could be talking about 5 billion shares of GameStop shorted between now and a year from now at 500 or less a share with all the contracts that are outstanding. And this stock could run to 600 a share in a week, in 4 days, anytime. There's only 70 million in existence. I just kind of want to let you know. And that Ryan Cohen owns 13% of the company with 9 million shares in his account. He has 9 million shares and he owns 13% of the company because theoretically there's only 70 million shares out there. The rest are not supposed to exist, but they're out there. They're held. Investors have these shares. There are other investors who don't have those shares. The 70 million are out there and are held by real people. The other 150 million shares, real people own them, but other real people have shorted them, and they have to deliver them to the real people that own them, or they got to buy it back from them and then flatten out their position to lower the number of shares floating around out there. To do that, you've got to encourage people to sell stock to you, and you're not going to do it in millions of shares at 183.69. That's not going to happen. So I mentioned to the 6,100, 7,500 of you who are here, that's where I see it from right now. How do you see it? What do you think? Yes, this could be quite some fun. A quick mention to those of you out there who have you've made an appointment with me to have me visit with you on a one-on-one session. I have appointments this weekend. I have appointments with people next weekend and so on. Make sure to check your calendar. Make sure to commit to the commitment you've made. Those of you who have made an appointment with me have not yet made your payment. Please do so sooner rather than later, because I have a waiting list of about 25 people who would like to talk to me one-on-one, but they don't want to wait until the middle of May to do it. They would like to talk to me as soon as possible. And so spots that have not been paid for are subject to loss, because I can't wait until the last possible minute for you to make up your mind whether you're going to do it or not. I want to be fair to those who are knocking on the door going, can I see you now? I need to see you now. This market's going crazy. I need to see you now. So let me know, please, if you're out there and you have an appointment for not this weekend, but next weekend and the weekend after, the weekend after. Let me know if you're on, and if you're on, make your payment, and I can lock you in. Because I want to lock in as many people as I can over the next 3 weeks, to be fair to all of you out there who would like to see us and see me personally. Okay, just a little announcement for all of those of you who are doing private one-on-one sessions. I do offer a 1-hour session. It's $400 US an hour. It's done on this channel. It's on a private setting. I sit here. You're on this side of the screen over here, and we talk for an hour about whatever you want to go over. And I'll try to give you my take on where you're at, and then you decide where you want to go from there. Okay. So thank you everybody for that. If you'd like to talk to me about a 1-hour session, you want to get together with me, send me an email through my email address, which is right here. It's the old school hotmail.com email address. Send me an email. Say, Bruce, I'd like to talk to you on a one-on-one session. When can you book me in? I'd like to make a reservation and lock it in right away. And what I have been doing for a lot of you is I've locked you into a May session with a promise that if there's a cancellation, I'll move you up, because a lot of you would like to be brought forward. So there's your address, and let me know. All right. Jen is in the house. Jennifer, what is happening this morning?
Good morning.
I got good news. Been getting a number of female members this morning.
Excellent.
Yeah, I knew you'd like that.
Excellent. Financial feminism.
Financial feminism.
That's right.
That's it right there. They're joining up and coming on board because they noticed how safe it is to be in this chat area. And a lot of folks who've joined the channel have realized I get welcomed by these members. Existing members are welcoming new members, like welcome Jenny to the show, and welcome to the channel. This is fantastic. So yeah, we're very happy about that. All right. Question from Cav: hypothetically, if a stock explodes too quickly, what are the odds a government steps in and instead issues an IOU payout for stagnated payments? Zero chances. Government will not get involved in a marketplace, a free marketplace. That's up to the market.
Unless you're banks.
Well, even then, that wasn't that deal that they wanted, and that's when the entire economy was at risk, not the stock market. No. Brittany Anderson is in the house. Hello there, Brittany Anderson. Welcome to the channel today, and thank you for your donation. I hope you're doing well in Hammond, Louisiana. Thanks for saying.
She's got to be married a year now.
Got to be married almost a year now, I would think. Brittany, Mrs. Anderson is a newlywed, and it's coming up to a year pretty soon. I'm thinking, yeah, fantastic.
Hasn't killed me
yet. Thank you. Thank you for being here, Jen. What is the plan this morning?
I don't know. Do you have a plan?
Oh gosh,
It's either feed you or feed the cats.
Ooh.
What should we do?
Well, wouldn't mind getting some food. Kind of have a thought about a bagel. I'm just kind of wondering what I should have on my bagel today. That's kind of where I'm at right now.
No, well,
love the bagel.
You have lots of cold cuts.
That's true. I hadn't thought of that. Why don't I do that? We could have
You can have cold cuts with a little egg.
No, I don't think I can go that far.
Just cold cuts and cheese.
But maybe cold cuts and a slice of cheese.
The Uncle Bruce Meat Lovers.
The Uncle Bruce Meat Lovers bagel. Toasted sesame seed bagel with butter and instead of butter, honey mustard mayo, and a cold cut, assorted cold cuts.
I'll see what I can find.
It's under construction. It sounds also, hold on, good. Fantastic. Happy wife, happy life. Need bagel boost, please. Ham and egg, someone's saying. Butter. Hi, Jen from Sharon. Alexander throwing up the emojis. Wally's World, Cavalieri. I see it. CO Ventures. Women are welcome. That's right. They are. 184.49 on the GameStop. 183, 184 right now is where it's at. And we've got a whole bunch of comments coming in. Thank you, all of you, for the love them bagels. I love the financial love. I like that financial feminism. That's right. Financial feminism. We need a bagel boost, Jen. Morning, Jen. Yay to Women's Month. All power to you, ladies. We like the Jen. Zero chance. Let's go. Good morning, Jen. Wish I was wealthy enough to get rich on this stock. I only have 5 shares. And Bruce, is the case that the cost of not delivering the GameStop shortfall is way lower than the cost of buying real stock and delivering what other short hedges hoping they do by waiting? KV, I think the cost for them not delivering the stock will be so onerous if the shares rise up in value that will force them in. I mean, they will not tolerate carrying multi-billion-dollar losses in their portfolios, especially the leveraged hedge funds. Leveraged with bank loans? No way. They will be audited by their bankers, and they will be bought in. They will get out of their positions at a huge. They will pay a huge price. They will lose dramatically. You who are long will win. Those who are short will lose. That is the plan. That is the game plan here. That is the outcome of this whole thing. I don't see it going any other direction. There are too many short shares floating around out there that don't exist. And those who are responsible for those positions will pay a dear price. Because this isn't just going to 225 and 245 and 275 and it's all over. Add a 1 in front of this. This could go to 1,200 a share. I mean, the amplification of the loss will be limitless. I keep bringing that up because it can be limitless. And this time around, holders of GameStop already know the stock went to 483 in January on a shot, just on a rocket launch. This time around, it doesn't do that. It doesn't go on a rocket launch and then it's all over. It just keeps going because there are people who are out there going, I'm not selling this time. I didn't sell last time. I'm still not selling. I have more shares. And these guys will pay. They will pay dearly. And 483 is not dearly. They pay, but they don't pay dearly at that price. Triple that price, and they begin to pay dearly. 5 times that price, and they really pay dearly. And I just am expecting as the shares go higher that others will be forced to cover by their brokerage firms, by the clearinghouses. That will be the next event. And if GameStop does any kind of a share issuance on a secondary offering at 500 a share, 600 a share, even if it's just 10 million shares, 10 million shares at $600, that's $6 billion coming into the treasury of GameStop. That would be a catalyst for the stock to go right to 1,000. It would not make the stock go from 600 to 200. It would make the stock go from 600 to 1,000. It becomes a Tesla scenario now. It's the opposite effect. The street goes, oh my God, they just raised $6 billion. They could raise 10 billion at 1,000 at a moment's notice. And they could, and they might. And if they did that, the stock goes from 1,000 to 1,500. These shorts will be wiped out. They will be wiped out. They won't lose, some money. They'll lose all their money. And they pledged it. The money is pledged. The margin has been put up. It's been ponied up. And brokerages have insurance to collect, and their hedge funds have insurance, and on and on. Money is there. Because again, one company will not ruin the economy. But this situation here is poised, I think, at any time. But right now it's being messed with. And right now the messers are getting away with it for the moment, but they're not able to drop this market by very much at all. And this is where I'm finding it getting more interesting every day. 6.4 million shares traded. Where's the selling? Where's the panic selling? People dying to get out. It's 186. Isn't anyone making money on this stock? They don't want to sell here. There's some trading, but it's a lot of day trading. It's turning over. It's all it is. Actual holders of the stock, it's not available at these prices. You want to drop this market? It's not available at lower prices either, because down there they're buyers. So these hedge guys are they have to know. They have. Some of them have got to know they're in such doo-doo. Where others may be just blind to the reality. I don't know. I just don't know. Anyway, what can I say? Thank you, all of you. Will I Am, thank you for becoming a member. I just saw this flash here. I sure hope I didn't miss it. Here we go. Will I Am is a new member. Thank you for joining me. And also Jose Hernandez. Thank you, Jose, for joining us. I just saw this, and I thought I missed it because my messages are ganging up on me, and they jump ahead very violently from time to time. Thank you, all of you. AB, I figured it out, man. This is all a ruse just to have an excuse to enjoy delicious bagels on camera, to make a captive audience jealous. I can't fool you guys. I thought I had this figured out. I figured I would put this elaborate plan together. I would get sweatshirts made. I get T-shirts made like this, and I would get mugs made. And I would talk about the market. What's that, Jet? Yeah, she said, I figured it out. And I would then talk about the market, and you would notice that what I'm really up to is I'm just hanging out on YouTube eating a bagel on the camera, because that's really all I want to do. That's all. I'm retired now. I'm 65. I don't have to work. Why don't I just sit in front of a chair here, and I fool Jennifer because she makes me the bagel on the ruse that I'm talking to a lot of you people. And then I don't have to do house chores because I'm working. You see, I'm in front of the camera all the time. I can't do house chores. I have to. Guy has to eat. Don't want me to pass out on the air. So see that. But AB, you're just too smart for me, man. You nailed me. I tell you, guys, you get me every time. Boy, M5. How can we create a price for hedge funds? How does it get to the 100,000, 500,000, or 1 million? If there aren't enough stocks to buy it up at that price. I tell you, boy. $1 at a time, one trade at a time. It's now 187. We'll just kind of mow along here, and we'll see what happens. Andy, I purchase at almost every dip. There you go. You're a short seller's worst nightmare. You're supposed to be selling at every dip, and you're not. You're a buyer. 188 on the stock now. It's popped up again. This just in, Bruce. Hedge funds are in doo-doo. Bruce says they're in doo-doo. Yep. JJ Gunn. Hedgies keep trying to kick the can down the road in hopes that you will sell. That's been the plan, and it's not working. Yes. Constant. Just standing by for 30 or 40 more shares. But back it off a bit. I got more. I'll be buying more. And I won't stop until the pop, says Andy. Shorts spilling all over the place. ShamWow. The volume on January the 22nd was 197 million shares. That's right. We had almost 200 million shares a day trading on this stock. That's what it's capable of. It hasn't started yet. If Wall Street analysts were actually to cover this story, and again, they could do it in such a way where they say, I have no opinion on the stock. I can only give you what I know. What I know is that in the last 5 years, this is what they've done. In the last year, this is what they've done. In the last 90 days, this is what they've done. They say in the next year, this is what they're going to do. I'm going to leave this. That's my report. And I have no opinion. I have no recommendation. I'm just giving you the story of GameStop. Never talked about it. I'm going to do it this way. And now you investors there's a million of you who follow me as an analyst, figure it out for yourself. What do you want to do with it? They're not even doing that. They're not even doing that. It's just crickets. That's all we're hearing. It's all we're seeing. And here comes something.
We need a little quality control in the kitchen.
Well,
a little toasted.
Well, then again, it makes it crispier. So look
go.
at that, eh? Oh man, that's golden
there
brown.
You go.
Oh
Smells
man,
so good, doesn't it?
that smells so dang good. Thank you, Jennifer, so much. Man, this is good stuff. Oh, got myself a bagel ready to go, folks. It's bagel time here on Stock Markets with Bruce, with your Uncle Bruce. Gotta love this. 186.83. So we're just under 187 a share as Bruce is about to tear into his first bite of his bagel. It's bagel time. Let's see what else is going on. Burnt bagels to the moon. What kind of interview? That looks so good. A bagel, 200. We're going for 200. People are saying it's going to go to 200. Oh, let's hope so. Let's see what happens. How about how will it affect GameStop, Bruce? How will it affect there? I tell you, kids. We're going higher. Sorry, what's that?
Did you feed the cat?
Did nothing. Bite, Bruce. 187, 186.85. Let's have a nibble right now of a bagel. We got us a bagel right here. Oh, look at that. You got the meat there, the cheese down there. Oh, man, this is good. Oh, no. Yeah. Oh, yeah. $187.08. Let's go GameStop. Yeah. Wally's World Stock Markets. Bruce, how did my Jen figure out your crispy comment to Jen? Bruce, oh, that looks so good. Dang, I haven't had breakfast yet. Bagel dip, buy him up, 187.40. Bagel time. Bruce, you're going to need a good accountant after all this. I'm cheap. I wish this goes to the moon. I hate my day job. If I don't talk about GameStop, the short master won't eat me alive. Bruce, would RC lose investment in GameStop if hedge funds tank the company? Well, again, they got, how can you tank it if you got $630 million in the bank? You made profit last quarter. They can't sell everything they're getting in as far as their game systems go. There's a shortage. They're not going under. Hedge funds can play all the games they want with the stock, but it's not going to break the company. Oh, man. I am hoping, I'm crossing my fingers, but I'm hoping that Jim Cramer is setting the table where he's making these comments right now about GameStop, which are correct, and he will be able to convince someone at GameStop to come on his show. He's looking for an interview, and I would compliment him to the highest extent if he can pull that off. If he can somehow find a way to get someone at GameStop to come on camera, just to talk about the new hires, talk about the future of the company, whatever you need to do, just something. Maybe that's what's happening. Maybe he's trying to show these guys, hey, you come on my show. This isn't the gotcha show. This is Jim Cramer. I'm a fan of what you're about. I like what you're doing. I like this dream team you're assembling. Why don't you get someone over here to talk to us? Tell me what the game rules are. Tell me what you can't talk about. Whatever. Let's put something together. That would be cool. That would be fine with me. Yeah. Rico, I get the institutions way oversold 3-1. I get that. But what if retailers own 100 million shares with cash? Then what? Yeah, exactly. This is the problem that short sellers don't fully realize they're into right now. I think that there are short sellers out there who have a disconnect between what they're doing, shorting this stuff, and what you're doing, being long this stock, and what objectives you're looking for versus what the objectives that they have. They think that they can momentum trade their way out of a problem. It could be that they think that by hitting the bids when the stock takes a bit of a pop, that they will eventually get you people to cave and give it up and lose interest, get bored, and go elsewhere. And it's just not happening. And the company, of course, good move. They made the press release this morning that just fueled a whole bunch of people's interest. And now Jim Cramer makes the comment, they're building a dream team over there. This is not what short sellers want to hear. They do not want this at all. This is not what they want. They want to send a representative on Cramer's show to talk about how bad this company is. They want to appear on CNBC and just slam the bejesus out of this company's future. That they're desperate to kill this market. But I'm not sure if they're going to do that if Jim Cramer is talking about a dream team being assembled. They might not. CNBC might not want to do that. You gotta wonder. I've located an old article from Seeking Alpha in August that predicted the short squeeze and also predicted that Ryan Cohen was looking to take GameStop private. Is this still possible? Not anymore. The going private part, not anymore. Because Ryan Cohen was worth $3 billion at one point when he left Chewy. I'm not exactly sure if he's exactly worth that or he was a little less than that. He's a large shareholder of Apple, and then he bought $76 worth of stock to get 13% of GameStop. Had the shares stayed in the $5-6 level, something tells me he would have bought more. He could have bought up to 20-25% of the company. He could have maybe put in an offer to buy the whole company at $7-8, but he would never have gotten it because of the short squeeze. 70 million were shorted at the time. 70 million were outstanding at the time. That's 140 million right there. There's no way he would have got the rest of the stock. It was a miracle, I think. He got 9 million. It's a miracle. But I guess he was able to buy 9 million relatively quickly, relatively easily, because for 2 years the stock had been just terrible. The stock had been just a sleepy $3 to $5 stock, 3 to 6 for a couple of years. And a lot of people had lost interest and they were apathetic about it. And they were just, they're looking at that stock going, this thing's a dog. It doesn't trade. It's so quiet. The stores look so tired. But then the virus came and the shorters are going, here we go. This is the death knell we've been waiting for. We just needed one. We were going to watch them bleed to death. But here we go. This will finish them off in like months. The hedge funds were sure of it. The shorters were sure of it. They didn't buy the stock back at $2.19 a share. So, Mr. Cohen figured it out. I can buy a bunch of this paper. $4, $4.25, $4.50, $4.65, $4.85, $4.99, $5.10, $5.30. He just started buying up millions of shares. Millions. The last, I think the last 2 or 3 million he bought, he was paying $11 to $16. He finally had to pay that much to get it up to 9 million. And he must have made a deal. Somehow a deal was struck between himself and the management of GameStop to stop at 9 million, declare his investment at 13%. And then, he came to the management with a plan saying, I think this company should shift over to the e-commerce platform and at the limitless upside, this limitless, eliminate this 5,600 store machine, drop this down and get rid of underperforming stores, sell off entire countries' stores, and become an e-commerce player. Margins will be much higher, fewer staff counts, lower operating costs, higher margins, global market, and then let's become the Chewy of the electronic business. Let's just become the Chewy of the electronic business. And I think that management went, yeah, that's a great idea. And so the idea of taking the company public, he may have thought that, well, if I can pick up 35% of the stock at $4 and $5 a share, maybe then I can cut a deal for the rest at maybe $8 or $10 a share, or even $20 a share, which had been, 4 times the current trading price of the stock, where it was. But the short squeeze got in the middle of all that. It just took this stock to a level that no one had thought possible. I mean, no one, except Wall Street Bets people who went, oh, no, we think it's possible. We think the stock can go to 400 or 500 a share. We think go to 1,000. The unlimited short squeeze, oh yeah, that can happen. And it almost went to 1,000. It was a day or two away until Robinhood and the other brokers got involved with their shenanigans, being undercapitalized and stopping people from allowing to buy stock and getting in the middle of the transactions. By the way, at 188 now. Anyway, it came back to 38.50. And then Mr. Keith Gill bought 50,000 more, advertised it right after telling Congress, I'm buying more. I love this company. Yeah, I'm going to buy more. Yes or no answer? Yes. Do you like the company? Yes. Are you thinking of buying more shares? Yes. Do you think the shares go higher? Yes. The only guy that can give yes or no answers is the investor that put his money on the table and said, I just bought 50,000 more shares. Here we are at 188. He's looking pretty smart, don't you think? You think so? So watch out, kids. We're into a run here. It is going to be beautifully brutal because you guys are on the right side of the market. Irish Cowboy Bruce, can you tell us a story, campfire style, of how Berkshire Hathaway got to $348,000 a share last year? They never split the stock. That's all it is. They just never split the stock. AB, how do private shares work anyway? How do you get them besides working at a place that has them? How do you cash out if the company isn't listed? Yeah, well, there's an issue. A lot of companies out there talk to their employees about the fact that we're a private company, we're a family-owned company, but as we grow, we will diversify into other states and then eventually other countries, and we might merge with other companies, and it could well be that one day we might merge with a company much bigger than ours that's a public company, and all of us who are shareholders of the private company will now become shareholders of a public company. And depending on how many shares you have of the private company, you'll have a certain number of shares of the public company, depending on how big that company is compared to us. That's one way. Another one is we are merging into a SPAC, and we're all becoming shareholders of a SPAC, which is now a publicly traded company that we're going to own most of. And all of you employees are going to become shareholders because you all have shares of the company. Or we're going public through an IPO. And that eventually is our plan. We'll eventually do an IPO. But others will say we're never going public. We're going to stay private, and we have a stock option plan. But the stock option plan is not for capital gain. The stock option plan is simply for dividend collection, because we as a private company have decided that 40% of all net profits of the company will go to shareholders, and 60% of all net profits will go into the bank to build our cash reserves and to, from time to time, modernize our plant, expand our business, buy a competitor, whatever we feel the best thing to do for the company should be. But 40% every year is handed out to shareholders. And you as employees have the right to buy stock from the company. It's a $10 preferred share. It never changes in price. And when you leave the company, we'll buy your stock back from you. You can't leave the company and own stock. You can only own it if you're an employee. And for every dollar you put in from your paycheck, maybe up to 5% of your paycheck, we'll match it or we'll double it. You put in 20 bucks a week from your paycheck, we'll put in 40 bucks a week and let you buy 60 bucks a week of stock every week for every year you're here. And after 5-10 years, you've got thousands of shares. And this company has a really big year one year, and we're handing out $5 million to our employees or to our shareholders. Your share of that is $30,000, and you earn $70,000 a year working here, and this year you're getting $30,000 in dividends because of how much money we're making. And we're never going to be a public company. But when you leave, retire, get fired, quit, whatever, your stock is turned into the company pool. And in 90 days after you leave, you'll get a check for your $10 a share, and you don't get any more dividends because you're no longer a shareholder. You can't be one if you leave the employment of the company. That's done. That's an example of how that would work, AB, just to give you an idea. One idea. There are millions. Let's see. Yeah, we did this one, AB. Thank you. And then Irish. Berkshire, how can it get to such a price per share? They never split the stock. They issued the stock in 60, whatever it was, or whatever year it was. And they stopped issuing stock from the treasury at I don't know when. And it just compounds and compounds and compounds. By the way, the second half of the bagel is going right now. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know about that, Cav. I don't know if the government accused retailers of being the problem, but there were limits put in for day trading to limit, especially these. There were these back in the early 2000s. Strip malls across the United States were beginning to show these day trading centers. It's kind of a cross between a internet cafe and a day trading house, where there were these booths set up, these so-called cubicles, and in the cubicle was a desktop that was connected to the markets and they would be these, Bloomberg machines, and you could sit down and you could open an account with this company, like a brokerage company, and you could manage your own account. You could trade your own stock, day trade. And a lot of people tried that and lost their shirts. They did, because they didn't know what they were doing. The kind of accounts that were being opened ran the gamut. And there were some people coming in there with $500,000 and some with $5,000, all trying to day trade. And people were being lured with the possibilities that you could just make this as your living. You could do this as a living, make all kinds of money. And you'll be surrounded by other people who are day trading. You can compare notes, But they had fees. There were trading fees, or there were a flat fee, or there was a monthly fee to be there, or a daily fee to be there. And they found that as they were trading and trading and trading, they were being feed out. They were paying so much in fees that they couldn't make enough money to handle the fees. It was too expensive. These were the days before zero commission trading. And the SEC, well, the business died out naturally because firms would set up these offices and would run them $300,000 to set up a 3,000 square foot trading center, and they would need to have 3/4 of the cubicles filled and occupied to make it go. And the turnover was so high, people coming in and leaving, losing and leaving, coming in and leaving. They couldn't fill up the spaces. They couldn't find enough people to do the trading. And eventually these outfits went kaput. And there were hearings. And there were the heartbreaking stories of people coming in, trying to get rich quick, trading the markets, not knowing what they're doing, making mistakes. They were offered training. They would take the training, but then they wouldn't follow the advice of the experienced ones. They would take risks, try to catch a high flying stock and just get burned. And horror stories of people losing all their money, people margining and getting blown out on margin calls, all the usual stuff, because markets don't always go up. They go up and down and up and down, and these folks would get caught in a bad market and they would get blown away. And there were some who try to sue their way out of it, try to sue the company to try to get their money back. But the lawyers take most of the dough when these settlements, if they ever happen in any event. And a lot of these firms just disappeared. They just shut down and were gone anyway. And there was nothing to sue anymore, and on and on. But that was then. That was back in the early 2000s. So they started setting limits as to day trading limits. You have to be a sophisticated investor with enough money that you can afford to lose. We don't want to bring in mom and pops with $1,500. We don't want you coming in here with your rent money. But now in today's world, we have the Robin Hoods of the world, all the platform traders, where people are buying and selling stock on their phone, and they're trying to buy and sell stock with $3,000. They don't have $25,000, but they want to be active traders. And this day trading rule keeps popping up all the time. It's one of the discussions we have here a lot. Man, so nice. Thank you, Jake. Very interesting day on GameStop. Really. Citadel was long on Tesla, not to defend them, but allegedly BlackRock was a major short on Tesla, and this is their payback. I don't know. We'll see. 186 on the stock. We're kind of flat here. Down maybe not even $1 from since I started chomping on the bagel. So good. So good. April the 9th, expiry. That's next week, Friday. Not a good idea. Not a good idea. No. It's not like the stock can't go up between now and the 9th of April. It certainly can. But it can also drop first. It can drop to the 120 mark and come all the way up to 185, 190, and you still lose. You're playing with fire so close to an expiry date. You're the ultimate risk taker that option traders love. I would be the guy selling you that contract if I had my way. If I were in the market, I'd be offering the contract and letting you in. You give me that money, and I'm happy if you take me out. I dare you, because you're paying me $28.50 plus $195. I'm getting $223.50 for a $185 stock for next Friday. That's a lovely premium. Cheers. Samuel's got it right. Don't put in 5,700 into contracts. Just buy the stock. No expiry on the stock. It's going to 300 a share. Congratulations. Just buy the stock. Yeah. Oh, wow. Now I get it. Thank you, Bruce. I wish it would drop to 120 bucks just for a few seconds. And then go right back to 500 or more. Just a few seconds. That's all I have. Just give me a chance to get in there at 120 and then go right to 500. That's all nothing. I'm not asking anything big, am I? I'm still looking for an upside. All of you can hang in there with me, can't you? Buy 5,700 bucks worth of stock. Yeah. You won't have as many shares. You won't be controlling as many shares as if you have the contract, but you have no time limit. It goes up 100 bucks a share, you make money. It goes up 50% in value, you make 50% of your money. Just buy the stock. Yeah. Alex, I got you. No, I got you. Anyway. How much is it costing him to keep it down? That's the question I'm asking every day. How much money are these guys dropping to keep this thing down here? How many dollars? How many millions? How many hundreds of millions? It's almost inconceivable. It's almost inconceivable how much they're using to hold this thing down. It is the craziest thing. I don't know what to make of it. Unbelievable. Here is a little show for you to enjoy right now. Pretty cool, huh? Neat. Neat. Anyway, fun times. Thank you all for being here and tolerating me eating my bagel today. 186.14. I think we were down about 50, 60 cents. Maybe we're just under 187 when I started. Not much of a factor today. Volume on the GameStop shares now has been 7.1 million shares. We've got the Dow down 83 points, S&P down 13, NASDAQ down 44, oil down 93 cents a barrel. And we're watching to see what we do here. AMC down 28 cents to 10.07. Vector Acquisition down 23 cents. Navsite Holdings down 4. The IPOE is down 7 cents. That deal closes, I think, next week. That's when that will be listed on the New York Exchange as its new deal. The other 6 will follow not too far behind here. April will be busy for us with our the SPACs we're following will convert into full-blown publicly traded companies with all these private deals they've announced. We're going to be busy next month. Gores Holdings down 19 cents to 13.06. VG Acquisition up 4 cents. Starboard Value down 3 cents. Fortress Value up 18 cents to 10.12 today. Vanek Vector's semiconductor fund, computer chip shortage ETF, down $1.07, coming back on right now. Home Depot up 11 cents. International Business Machines, IBM down 86 cents. The Dow down 74. Microsoft down 3.48 a share. Apple down $1.90 at the moment. Tesla up $5.96 for the high of the day right now. Tesla's turned positive. Bed Bath & Beyond up $1.24 to $29.64, having a good day. BlackBerry up 3 cents, turned around from its down dip, and it's coming on now, up 3. So going into positive territory. Royal Caribbean up 2.44 to 85.31. Norwegian up 85 cents to 27.06. Carnival up 90 cents to 26.54. Those are the big stories right now. The stocks that I'm following anyway, mostly, and we'll see how they want to do from here. GameStop 186.26. They made an announcement this morning. If you're just joining me now, GameStop made an announcement this morning that they have hired 3 more people to join them. One fellow, Elliot Wilkie, was hired away from Amazon. He'd been there for 7 years. He is going to be the Chief Growth Officer. Then we have Andrea Wolf, Vice President of Brand Development from Chewy, been stolen there. And Tom Peterson, VP of Merchandising, stolen from Chewy. The purge continues by Ryan Cohen as he picks off the dream team that he wants. He's picking off the best of them and bringing them in one after the other, after the other, after the other. And he's putting this dream team of people together to take GameStop to a whole other level on the e-commerce platform. That is what's going on out there. And if you don't believe it and you're short, you could be in big trouble here. This army of people coming in, they will not stop. They will be fully funded to do what they need to do. And watch out, guys. This company's going totally different. Anyway, there you have it. What can I say? What else? Thank you again for all of you who have joined me today. 3,200 thumbs ups have come in today. I do appreciate that. We have 82 on the downside right now, so that's about a 40-to-1 ratio. Would be great if we could get the thumbs ups over 4,000 today. We should be able to do that. There are over 4,600 of you here right now. So if you're able to hit that thumbs up button for me and really drive that thumbs up volume for me, let's make that happen. We love the thumbs ups, and it helps the channel immensely with the search engine results and YouTube recommendations and everything else. So thank you for hitting the thumbs ups, and let's drive that number higher if you don't mind. 3,300 just came in right there, and they're piling in as we speak. Thank you so much for this support. Those of you using your emojis, I hope you're having fun with them. We added the volcano emoji yesterday. We've already got, of course, the knee. We got the hot knife through butter. We got the buzzer. We got the thumbs ups. We got cool shades. We've got a new I Want to Rock icon now. Bagel time, diamonds, dollars. Oh, we're having fun here. Again, any of you and all of you who want to join us, I thank you so much for coming in here and having fun with us on these emojis, and we just have a good time. It's a site that some people don't think is serious enough, and I'm sorry for you guys if you don't think we're serious enough. We do cover serious stuff, but we also like to have some fun around here, and we can't control everything all the time, but we do the best we can, and we're following the markets and try to explain it in a plain English kind of way. And sometimes we need to have some fun, so we pop these emojis. That's right. Maybe the knee emoji is what we need to move this market. What can I say? Hot knife through butter. That's what I say. Anyway, there you go. Thank you, all of you, for popping by and seeing me. Also on my emails. Thank you for those of you reaching out to me on emails. Again, those of you who would like to have a private session with me, let me know. Send me a private email and just say, Bruce, I'd like to talk to you about a one-on-one session, and we'll try to set you up with something like that. We'll go from there. Those of you who've been making donations through PayPal, I thank you as well for that, of course. It's very kind of you, and I do appreciate it. And those of you who've been sending me links to stories that I should be following regarding GameStop or the market or anything else, I do appreciate that as well. We will try to endeavor to follow all of that. So again, thank you for every bit of support you're giving me in whichever way works for you. I love it. Scott Sikora, great show. Thank you, Scott. We're having fun here all the time. At least we try to. I don't know if I've told you guys this. There's 4,700 of you here now. I may have mentioned this already, but I may not have to some of you. So just so you know, just give you a heads up. I have been approached to be on camera for the GameStop story, and right now I've agreed to do that because of the Uncle Bruce phenomena here, and I've been told that there's a documentary. The group that has approached me, they're doing a 3-part documentary for Netflix. So this is a pretty serious effort, 3-parter. I'm not sure if it's an hour each part or 2 hours each part or an hour and a half. I don't know that, but apparently, as far as the YouTube influencer is concerned, they know of me. They've been told about me, and I've had a chat with the director now, and they're very interested in having me on camera to give my angle from, tell the story of GameStop from my point of view. And I'm excited about this. Of course, there are 200 million followers of Netflix. I do not expect 200 million followers of Netflix to watch a GameStop documentary, though. I can't imagine that, but there'll be some people watching this thing. And apparently I will be, I'm being told that I will be portrayed as a bit of an explainer. They want to cut to me often to say, we're going to bring you a piece of the story, and then Bruce will explain to you in plain English what it means, because that's what he does on his YouTube channel. And so the Stock Market with Bruce YouTube channel will be prominently promoted or exposed, I guess. Probably that's the way I should say it, exposed. On this documentary, Uncle Bruce will be part of this. And I'm kind of excited about it, to say the least. The timing of the documentary, by the way, is January of next year. It's 9 months from now. Well, I guess 8 months from now, which at first I thought, wow, that's a long time out. But then I thought, no, that's not a long time out, because this story isn't done yet. We're not finished with the GameStop story. So I would think that the next 2 to 3 months, a lot of the filming will be done, and a lot of the gathering of interviews and all of that. And I expect that eventually they'll haul me in to say, okay, we got 25 questions that we want to ask you. We want you to answer them on camera with us, and we'll then take your answers, and then we'll kind of splice them into the story as we go down the road of this whole scenario. And I'm kind of excited about it. I hope it'll be as positive for the channel as it can be, and we'll see how this goes. How does the story end? That's right. How many millions of dollars do my viewers end up being worth per person when this is all done. Let's see what's going on. It's incredible. So anyway, we're going to see what happens here. You should make them bring in Jennifer Aniston to sit in with you in the interview. She doesn't need to say anything. She should just sit there and be supportive, and then just hand you a bagel halfway through. Maybe we can do that. The story's going to play out all right. Who's bringing the projector so we can watch the documentary on the moon? He's going to be played by Brad Pitt, by the way. I'm in before your wife is played by Jennifer Aniston. I'll be watching for it. Believe me, you will hear all about it from me. You will be aware of everything. I will let you in on what I can when I can. And yeah, when they tell me it's airing, you'll know. Yeah, if you're here, you'll know. Yeah, Wally's World. You deserve this so much. It is what the world needs. It'll be taught to our grandchildren and their children years from now. It's going to be a most interesting thing. Yeah, I'll bring the popcorn and bagels. Will there be any nudity? Well, I might be naked from the waist down, but you might only get the shot here. So you'll have to just imagine it, because I could be naked now. You don't know. Anyway. Very cool stuff. That's right. It's going to be fun, and I think we're going to have some fun here. Kind of hoping that Paul Giamatti will play Bruce here. Bruce doesn't sound all excited, but I think Jen is. I'm so tired. I'm just so physically and mentally exhausted right now that I just don't have time to absorb it all. That's really the issue, because as you know, I'm here 3 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the afternoon. I do other videos. I have my other channel. I have all this responding to do, and then I have private sessions with people. And so I'm just going. I'm going. And so I can't be, I'm just not as giddy maybe as you'd think I should be, but I'm also kind of reflective on it, going, it's an awesome responsibility that is being asked of me, and I don't want to in any way, poorly, I guess the word I'm looking for is poorly represent the YouTube community. I want to, I want those who see whatever there is they're going to see when they're watching yours truly, or they are hearing my voice as they're using my voiceover for whatever. I want the world out there to go, hey, YouTube isn't just for stunts and music videos and for teeny boppers to watch their favorite pop stars. There's a lot more to YouTube than you imagine, and one of these areas of YouTube is this guy. There's this guy talking about this topic and everything else about the marketplace in a easy to understand, plain English, straightforward format that is worthy of a look. And that's what I'm hoping to bring. And if it helps my channel, of course I'm happy. But if it helps the platform, if it legitimizes YouTube in a way where people like myself and others there could well be other YouTubers on the channel, on the show, which wouldn't surprise me. If we all are able to elevate the platform to a higher degree, that's just great for all YouTubers. And so I take that very seriously. And so that's why I'm trying to stay calm, and I'm trying to stay focused on what I have to do. So yeah, it sounds exciting and it sounds unbelievable, but it's also one of those things where, there's the whole world is watching, and the YouTube world is a big world of people. And so I'm keeping that in mind. All right. So we'll let you know. This could be fun. Wear overalls. I won't be paid a dime. This is a documentary, kids. This is not a Hollywood movie. This is not, a $200 million budget movie. This is a documentary. And so there's money changing hands between Netflix and the creators of the doc, which will take them 9 months to make. Just think about the labor cost, the equipment, the logistics. We haven't yet talked about how to get me in front of a camera, or to get a camera here in front of me. We don't know how this is going to play out yet. There's a whole lot of logistics to be worked out yet, and so a lot of dollars have to be spent to make it all happen. But if it's a quality product, at the end of the 3-parter, people go, "Oh, that was pretty good. I liked how they did that," or that was a real representation or a fair representation, or I didn't know that and I found that interesting. And, then everyone is happy with the end product, whatever the dollars were. But those of us who are telling the story, we're all a piece of it. None of us are the star of the whole thing. And so we'll see what happens. Anyway, I'm excited. Yes, I am very much so. And we'll see what's going on. Bruce, I think you can fill the cruise ship here. Wow, congrats. Thank you. Thanks for the heart, Bruce. I can't wait for the grandkids to roll their eyes when I tell them I got in on the ground floor with Bruce. Bruce, already going to get the Oscar. You're getting the Oscar, buddy. Best documentary film. I'm not the guy who's making it, I'm sorry. Congratulations, Bruce. An opportunity that is well-deserved. I wish you all the success you can handle on that. Jeff, I want GameStop to do some hype SEO marketing on YouTube. Imagine pump-up videos on GameStop to start the rocket. Only dreams, haha. David, what a legacy you're going to leave behind, Bruce. Exciting times. I see bigger things for you in the future. Can you still join SAG? Bruce, it's a rockumentary. That's what it is. Don't be fooled. They're going to have you turn the knob to 11. Don't worry. I'm not ready for 4K, Bruce. Diam, who would have thought this was going to happen 3 months ago? Good luck, Bruce. Netflix, I'll play young Bruce for free. It's a stockumentary. I don't know if the world is ready for 4K, 120 megahertz for Bruce here. HS is laughing. Socrates, Bruce, you have discussed an NDA yet? Laughing out loud. The calm before the storm. I hope that this Tendy Man song will be played during the credits. Stockumentary. I hope Bruce thinks it's a Spinal Tap documentary and wears a wig with a mullet. I gotta get the double necked bass guitar and the long hair and the big Fu Manchu beard and all. Yeah, there we go. Wise words from the bass player as to what's really going on with GameStop. Yes, you've come to the right place. Oh man, HS, I'm preparing for the 8K Bruce. Chuck, next thing you know, Bruce will become the Canadian version of John McClane in an action movie. All we can say is we knew Bruce before he was famous. Info will come, but no one in the public knows yet. Or is it a stonkumentary? Is it a stonkumentary? Watch out, Kramer. Oh my gosh. Awesome. We're all part of the history. Congrats, Uncle. Overnight success. Neat. Bruce to the moon. My bagel shirt is going to be worth a lot of money next year. Jeff, stock markets with Bruce. Can Netflix make your into video wanna rock? How about that? Laughing out loud, JJ. Stock markets, we need you to be an executive producer on the next Spinal Tap and or next Monty Python. Don't forget us when you're famous. Justin, just going to be Bruce eating bagels for 2 hours. That's all it's going to be. Make Christian Bale play your role. Cav, oh my God, it was a double-necked bass. He had a double-necked bass in Big Bottoms. My Girls Got Him. Everybody played bass guitar. The bassist had a double-neck bass, and the other two guys had a bass guitar. There was no guitar in the song Big Bottoms. My Girls Got Him. You can check the video on YouTube. It's hilarious. It's just hilarious. Bill, take us with you, Bruce. Take us with you. I'm dead, says Cav. I'm dead. H is very happy for you, Bruce. All jokes aside, you're the calm uncle we need. AMC is the saddest of all stocks. Well done, Bruce. In Bruce we trust. Derek, first question of the documentary. How tall are you, Bruce? There are rumors out there that you're 4 feet 8 inches tall. Is that true? Could you stand up for us? We have somebody here with a tape measure. We'd like to find out how tall you are for this documentary. John, now that you'll be a Netflix star, how do we get autographed bagel shirts? There you go. JJ, and pull an aluminum foil wrapped cucumber. That's right. You would try the bass guitar player tried to go through airport security with a cucumber in his crotch wrapped in tin foil. He wanted to get caught by the attractive-looking TSA agent, and he did. Oh man! Real rock and roll life. Stonkumentary, so organic. Bruce said, "Stonk, my day is complete." J. Ray, Mr. Hanky could play Kramer. Okay, and pull aluminum foil wrapped out of your pants. Bruce is the patron saint of burnt bagels. Which part of the feature is a mini Stonehenge? David, give him the sweet Bruce and lay it out flat. Hi, Bruce. This week, Australian brokers for Forex and CDFs made some big changes to the leverage from 1 to 500 to 1 to 30. What's your thoughts on this? I'm not sure. Is that an increase or a decrease? I'm not sure which way you're talking about here. If it's more leverage, it could be scary. Ron Howard as Bruce. They will have to get a shorter version of Danny DeVito to play you, apparently. Laughing out loud, Thomas is saying. Cav, doing a ending the call with the nukes. Bruce is as tall as Stonehenge. Bruce, to the interviewer, I'm a naked short. That's what I am. And back to GameStop. Wally Stockman, if I order another mug and shirt, can I get you to sign my wife and Jen to sign my Jens? The Rocket needs captains, Jen and Bruce. We've got to put something together, Jen and I, because the items that you're ordering, like these items on Redbubble, I don't sign these because I don't make them. They're made by Redbubble wherever you are. So if you're in the US, these are made in the States. If you're in the UK, these are made in the UK. If you're in Canada, they're made in Canada. But they're not made here in Creston. They don't come to me first and then go to you. I don't ever see the product, never touch it. So I can't autograph it for you. The only way I can autograph something is if I send you something with an autograph on it. And we're going to have to look into something like that. Jen and I will have to figure something out. But the postage rates out of Canada are just so expensive to do something. We have to figure out something that can work. Anyway, we'll leave it with us. Kevin, calls on Netflix. Bill, the first rule of the Bruce Club is? What is it? Right, I agree. Stock markets with Bruce bobblehead or Bruce action figures. You have 4,292 buyers watching live right now. Why don't you do a bobblehead action doll right now? Mr. Hickey, Bruce, answer with a yes or no. Are you or are you not above 6 feet tall? No comment. Adventures, do the documentary from a cruise ship. There you go. Wally, I got confused. Typing, reading, listening, not eating though, and meant Jen to sign my shirt. Eduardo, who knows? Maybe a mini series of historic stock markets events could be the next thing. Mallow, lights, camera, Uncle Bruce. I'd love a Bruce bobblehead. Stonehenge funds. Fun fact, Spinal Tap's the only movie on IMDb that is ranked out of 11, not 10. Not joking. It's out of 11. That's right. Andy, or maybe some truck nuts, but bagels instead. I don't know what that means. Very cool. Support local. Those are beautiful items. I'm going to send mine back to you for a signature. That could get messy. It could get messy. You need a 20-ounce size mug. Waffle Bruce action figure included with mug and bagel. We need a Bruce bobblehead. That's what we need. A headshot autograph. There you go. 8x10. Dan Hewley, I want to rock. Best wishes. Awesome, Bruce. Megan, Bruce, I own a barbershop in Billington, Washington. Come for a cut as soon as the borders open. I need a cut so bad. Oh, I haven't had a haircut in 6 months. It's bad. It's so bad. So bad. Bobbling bagels with Bruce. Bobbling head. Charlie, I'm no longer Green Acres. It's the new GameStop Tendies, the movie. Eddie Albert plays Bruce and Ava Gabor plays Jen. David Kozler, Bruce, are you going to take acting classes in preparation? Take acting classes on being yourself. There you go. Okay, you got to be more natural. You're not natural enough, Bruce. Be more natural. Oh, my gosh. Eric, this rapid-fire comment reading is impressive. Great. Oh, so the story ends in 9 months. Well, I don't know. When I was a small child in Creston. We got volcanoes. You could do a lotto for one mug. ND short signed by you. Think about it, please. We could do a $1,000 bid. Gets you an autographed T-shirt. I don't know about that. Damn it, Jim. You should have a huge cigar lit to you the whole time. And after a while, ask if you can put it out. Tell them you don't smoke. You should have to create a department just to sign your offerings. Wait, Ryan Cohen did that at Chewy for personalized cards and pet portraits. It's coming. Okay, Sonny, any recommendations for getting my shares out of Stash into Fidelity? Fidelity wants me to mail them forms. I don't want to miss Rocket. I have no idea. Colin, yeah, you look like a hippie. I started cutting my own hair a year ago. I suck at it. Corey, it's not acting. It ain't acting. Adam, Bruce, can you give a shout out to my wonderful grandmother, Ivana Roch? Hi there, Ivana. How you doing? How's it going? Welcome to the show. Acting classes, bagel time, the GameStop story, buzzing my hair, ape-shaped mug. The documentary ends with all of us now rich on a Bruce cruise, dancing all night long. That's how this thing goes. Spaceman, we need a signed mug raffle. That's what we need. David, I hope Bruce gets on the phone with Anthony Hopkins for tips. Jeff Smith, Stockers with Bruce. How is a better trade blocker? How is a better trade blocker? Valid, Tenef, or the boat that was in the Suez Canal. Well, I don't know what any of this means. I got another question for you. I have a question for you. I wanted to ask you this. Since we're near the end of the show here, down the last couple of minutes, and you guys deserve to get these questions because you've stuck around for the whole show, or a lot of you, or at least caught me at the end. So the question is this: Jen and I have been talking, scheming and plotting, and I've been suggesting that, you know, once we are able to travel again, things open up, and I'm wondering, if we were to announce, say in 2022 sometime, a 1 month or a 6 week window, sometime next summer maybe, or not this year, but I think next year, not 2021, but 2022, but sometime in 2022, if we were to announce that that Uncle Bruce was going to do personal appearances, excuse me, Uncle Bruce is going to do personal appearances at various cities across the United States, a Bruce tour, an Uncle Bruce tour. I'm wondering if we were to do one in, say, we were to announce a show in Los Angeles, maybe something in San Francisco, perhaps a get-together in Las Vegas, perhaps a get-together in Dallas or Houston or both, Atlanta, Tampa or Miami or both, maybe an Orlando show, maybe New York, Philadelphia, Washington, these kinds of spots, Boston, Chicago, I love that town. If we were to do a series of venues where every 2 or 3 days we will be in another city with advanced notice, where we would announce the schedule months in advance, offer tickets to come on in, because we'd have to rent, you know, up something big enough, I hope. How many of you would come out for that? Would there be some intro? Would there be interest in that? And that would be like, you know, like the meet and greet of Uncle Bruce, and I could literally, you know, tape myself on the show, on the stage, broadcast that show live to the world as that day's show, following the markets and answering questions from the audience and that kind of thing. I kind of wonder, how would that go over with you guys? I'm getting told by some in the know that would be a really good idea, and that would be very, very successful. And they also say to me, you might be shocked at how many people might want to show up for something like that. I'm kind of wondering, what's your take on this? I'm here. I'm asking you, what do you guys think? Perhaps a show in Nashville, some fun now. Yes, Bruce tour. Perhaps a show in Nashville. Let's see, come to Europe, and that's another thought. That wouldn't be far behind. The European tour. Yeah, exactly. I'll fly from London, COVID permitting. Meeting of millionaires. Yes, San Francisco could likely do Los Angeles too. Only if I get to wear my suit. Hell, oh yeah, cruising with the Bruiser. Yes, I know a guy in Colorado. I just be kind of curious about this. Bagel stand, Bruce on Ice, one night only. We're at 190 on the stock, by the way. So, you know, the stock likes what I'm talking about, doesn't it? Yes, Bruce. Yes. Time that with the lunch of the documentary or after the documentary. Depends on what your cover has to be more than what's offered here. LA, Bagel Con, sign me up for a cruise. Pick Denver. It would be good. It would be good. It would make us all smarter, and I like being smart. Yes. Enough foreplay. The answer is yes. Bruce, Super Spreader Palooza, San Francisco. Would the shows only be in cities that have a Costco? Now there, you know, got to have the hot dogs and the chicken bake. You know, well, maybe we'll bring in chicken bake and Costco pizza and Costco hot dogs as refreshments. We'll do that at the Marriott, you know, the Grand Marriott conference hall, and bring in Costco food to eat in there. That'll go over well with Marriott. Grand Rapids, Michigan. Yes, 100%. I know a lot of people that would love this in Boston. Bagel stand, San Francisco has to be in a rocket. What was that comment? Has to be in Rocket City, Huntsville. LA or San Diego, thumbs up. Ireland, can we hold it in front of a Citadel? Boston, bagels all around. Obviously, we want to actually have a bagel with you. Huntsville, Alabama is known as Rocket City, so there you are. He's going on tour at 65. That's commitment. Dream big, GameStop holder. I'd be 66 at that point. Wouldn't it be easier for you if we all went to Creston? Oh, God, where would we put you guys? Maybe doing a stand-up comedy place, etc. Bruce on Ice, the mental imagery. Colin, we should make a documentary about the making of the documentary about the documentary. I would walk 500 miles. I know I'd walk 500 more. I'd see you. I'd book you in Colorado. Thumbs up, folks. 3.9 thousand here means we should have 3,900 thumbs ups right now. Jim, Canada, the first Bruce, Winnipeg in the summer, please do Canada first. I like the cruise. Bobby, the abandoned building was once Citadel headquarters. Bruce NFT, will there be enough parking for all the limos and flying cars? Follow Dogbird's advice. Do cities with nice private airports. There you go. Ostrike, if you do this, make a tour day t-shirt. That would definitely be done. You can count on. There would be all kinds of clothing, hats, keychains, pens, stickers, all kinds of merchandise. Oh yeah, don't worry, there will be merchandise. There may well be bagels. Yes, there would be a whole production that I would have professionally helped. I will have professionals do this because again, I can't do a dang thing. Wally Kristen would be like Burning Man annual pilgrimage. Let the Chamber of Commerce know that they got get the extra potta porties out there. Oh my, where we come and listen to you for 45 minutes to an hour and meet after. Yeah, maybe it might be. We might do like a photo, you can get like a selfie made with me kind of thing for 2 hours before we start. And then I do the presentation for an hour or something like that. And then it's just mingling a little bit. And, it's a 2-3 hour kind of event. I don't know. Have some fun. I'll make sure to have some videos made just for the show. So we'll have some comic relief and whatever. I mean, I'm wide open. I'm wide open here. I'm just sitting back going, is this really possible with this gang of crazy followers that I have? If I have, by that point in time, 250,000 subscribers, 300,000 subscribers, how many members? I don't know. I mean, could it be that we think we will book a conference room at a hotel that can hold 500 people, and we announce the dates of the tour, and we find that the Dallas event has 10 times the demand that we have seats for, so we move to another venue instead, and now announce that to increase the size of the audience by a factor of 5 or 6. Tickets are all pre-sold out. The hall is prepaid for. I mean, it's all, I don't know. This is, I've never done this before. I'm not that individual. So, this is news to me. It's all foreign to me. And I would need, it would have to be handled by a group that can handle it. Now, it might be that we might be in a hotel ballroom that handles 1,000 people. And like Garth Brooks, we put the tickets out there, and in the first 15 minutes, Dallas is sold out. And so a second show is announced for that same day. Maybe there's one show at 10 in the morning, and there's another one at 2 in the afternoon, and then it's sold out. And there's a 6 o'clock at night show or 7 o'clock at night show. That one's sold out. Do we do a show the next day or two or three? I don't know. I mean, I just saw the Garth Brooks video and saw what happened there. I'm not Garth Brooks. Maybe I could get Garth to appear with me. I mean, I get Garth to come on stage, help me out with my tickets. Kids, I don't know what to say. I can almost see a Costco from my house. Come to Boston, man. And back to GameStop. Costco, rotisserie chicken, Boston. I also vote Boston. For sure, Orlando, you need to do St. Louis. Don't forget the mid of the country. Donation drive sounds pretty good. Christina Spy, yes, please come to Boston. Please come to Boston. Bruce, it depends on how GameStop does. Then the documentary. If everything goes well, try a few of these, see what happens. Or have IKEA cater. There you go. Damn, we don't have Costco. We have BJ's and Sam's Club. We have Wegmans. They're the best. Julie, Denver has tons of Costco's, and I work at incredible venues here. See, there's all kinds of stuff here. Good morning, fam. Rocket City, Huntsville, the only logical choice, home of Marshall, Space Flight, and more. Yes, meet if these SPACs earn me travel money. You bet. IKEA Meatballs. Bruce, sponsor stock a workshop cruise. There we go. Jacksonville, we have lovely TGI Fridays. Colin, we double the population of Creston. Oh, you overrun this town. This price action seems very similar to yesterday's. Laughing out loud. Genevieve, new member. Welcome, Genevieve, to the channel. Another young lady here. Wonderful young lady joining this channel. Thank you, gals, for joining us here with Stock Markets with Bruce. I'm so glad to see so many of you coming on board. This is beautiful. Thank you. Liz, we'll be there. Amsterdam, Berlin, London, Tampa. We're Bruce's fans. Bill, you can always sell bagels under the Bruce brand. Julie, I'll get Einstein Brothers Bagels to sponsor. Michael, roadshow appearances, tremendously awesome idea. 25 to 50,000 plus expenses per appearance, live on the day after exponential subscriber growth. Oh my gosh, you getting me all scared now. I'll go to a Red Wings game. Let's go to a Red Wings game. Stephen, yes, with a bagel swag bag for members. Jay Ray, Bruce wants there. What's there to do in Creston? Well, we got a Timmy Hortons. We got an A&W. We got a Subway. So there's food. There's a couple of hotels. Well, 4 or 5 that I can think of off the top of my head. You can go for walks. We have a history museum of the town of Creston and area. When things are normal, you can go for a beautiful day trip to Ainsworth, British Columbia, into the hot caves, the hot pools, which Jen and I miss terribly. Can't wait to do that. You can take the world's longest free car ferry ride. The world's longest free, no charge, car ferry ride across the lake. That's pretty cool. That's how you get to Ainsworth and back. You can visit Nelson, BC from here, where they shot the movie Roxanne. Remember the Steve Martin movie with the long schnoz? That was shot at Nelson, 2 hours, 20 minutes from this house. It's not this town, but it's another town. THC Bagels in Colorado. San Francisco, do it there, man. Let's plan a Bruce Bagel float for the Pasadena Rose Parade. Oh my God. Cincinnati for Grater's Ice Cream. Geneva, San Francisco Giants, Gilroy Garlic Fries. Welcome, Buddha. Costco chicken bake at the Marriott, like having McDonald's at the White House. That's right. That's right. I'm going to tell the promoter, soak them $100 each to get in the door, and then give them a Costco hot dog and a drink for $1.50, and it's a cold hot dog and it's a flat pop. Oh man, that show will be a hit. They're never going to stop talking about the time they saw Uncle Bruce and had a cold hot dog and a flat pop from Costco. Oh, that show will go down in history. Oh man, I can make a documentary about getting lynched. Oh my God. Merchandise. That's right. Just turned positive on GameStop. Then you could do the signings at the appearances on the merch. Yes, see, I can do that. I can sign autographs. Billy, I was surprised to learn Costco has a lower population than my hometown. Creston has a lower population than my hometown. Yes, we are. It's a small little community here. I'll attend the venue at Wall Street. Andrew, I would walk 500 miles. I would walk 500 more to stash my cash in a non-extradition country because you ain't getting it, you 2-bit. Buy and hold, Battle of the Rock Bands. Ryan Cohen, howdy, senior. We should fill up Oasis of the Seas special Bruce cruise. That we should have 6,000 of us take over the entire ship for a week, and Bruce can do appearances all week long on the ship with 6,000 crazed Uncle Bruce fans, and we'll hit up some Caribbean islands and have a good old time. How about that? How about that for a group cruise? Now you're talking. Oh my gosh, Bill, if you tour, do something crazy and offer everyone there a free bagel to push your own product line. There you go, Bill. You're thinking, you're my kind of guy. Chris, yes, at the Von Braun Center City in Huntsville, Alabama. HS, that would be so cool. Steve, Bruce, can you please sign my bagel? IPO, IPOP is popping. Well, that's good to hear. IPOP is popping. Let's take a look here. IPOP. 48 cents, and it's moving up. There goes the IPOP stock right there, up 48 cents. Very good. That deal is closing soon. Do a cruise early. RSVPs, IPOE is moving up. A cruise would be great. I listen to you every day for 4 to 8 hours while going about my day, says HS. There's a lot of Tesla limos to park there, buddy. Socrates, I guess I better buy more GameStop so I can afford attending this party because this thing's going to be expensive. 189.60 on the stock right now. Early paid RSVs. Bruce, Van Braun Center of Huntsville to the moon only makes sense. Wally, yes, you just need to believe Bruce. Just do it. Let us know when and where. Spaceman, just make sure to pre-sell tickets way in advance and cancel locations where needed. That's I would think the plan. Tampa, please do Tampa. Just make it a Bruce stock. Bruce, get a bodyguard. You're going to need him. Bruce, says Billy, come on to Tampa. As an event manager, this is very viable. Michael, Jen must be wondering, how did this happen so quickly? I know. First week of January, we had 1,200 subscribers. Now we have 105,000, almost 106,000. And we have thousands of people watching me every day. And we're talking about a tour. I mean, oh my God, are you kidding me? You're right. An hour is short. 2 to 4 is better. Sarah, again, come to Indiana is so popular. Cap, NDA, that's why when we fly the choppers, if they go low, we go high. Build it and they will come. 1 million subs, laughing out loud. We'll need the step ladders to take selfies with Bruce because he's 6'10". Given advice, I'll be up for it. Or if I'm 4'8", you're going to need step ladders to be able to get the shot of the top of my head because you'll be up there because I'm way down here because I'm surrounded by all these tall people. Who knows? I'm giving advice. I'm up for it. Cav, we can hot rope onto the hotel. Ryan, thanks for building it. Great Ape and I are coming. Spaceman, Earthling, I think 1,000 may be a bit optimistic, but do some canvassing, put out a tentative location and survey your followers. That's kind of I think the thinking is going to be the thinking here. I believe you would talk longer than an hour just so I think so too. Like Disney on Ice, but with less ice and less Disney. Bruce Stock, just don't burn yourself out. That's the other thing. All these scalpers will buy out bruceuncle.com and we'll have to buy ticks from the secondary market. Andrew, Ballroom, the word that keeps on giving. Could you get the Trailer Park Boys to open for you? Chris Wayne, yes, Huntsville, Rocket City. Cav, Texas parking lot, Grapevine, let's do it there. We should launch rockets on a hot venue garden. Andy, I've always been a fan of theatrical entrances. Let's moon first. New leader of the apes, millions of retail buyers uniting. Fear us. There you go. Michael, 30-hour appearance, 1 hour background history, 1 hour open Q&A, 1 and 2 hours of signing merch and meet and greet. And then I need medical attention. Damn it, Jim. I'll bring the phone books for you to stand on, Bruce. David, what's the GameStop price right now? Please tell us what the GameStop is right now. It's $191.31. It's moving up the highest level since this morning's first surge. Volume on GameStop right now, while we're here, volume now 7.9. Call it 8 million shares of volume on GameStop, up $10 a share to $91.45, $91.97, approaching $192 here. Is what we appear to be witnessing. $192.50 on the GameStop shares. AMC down 31 cents. IPOE up 32 cents to 16.76. VGAC up 4 cents. Fortress Value up 16 cents. Fortress is having a good day today, finally. Dow down 106 points. 192, 191.63, 192 on GameStop right now. At TED Talk with Bruce. Good stock 21. Boston, Bruce. You got to come to Boston. Who is this Girth Brooks? Laughing out loud. A GameStop, it's not down there. The US 101 is the largest parking lot in the world. Changed my mind. Cav, sure sounds like fun to me here. Love the like Disney on Ice thing. Can we sign up for dates before you hit Netflix in January? You see, there's the other issue, isn't it? We wait for that, and then we announce Meet Uncle Bruce, and all those folks who become members of the channel will want to. And now we can do venues of a certain size and make it economically more viable. I mean, it's going to require quite a number of you to show. Otherwise it'll cost me money to do it. I don't know, folks. I don't know. I'm just, I'm being told all kinds of stuff and what the possibilities are. The speaking event would be in the beginning. You should be doing media tour leading up to perhaps around promoting of a book. Cody, Bagel Fest 2022 clothing optional. Wally, hold it at an AMC theater if they're still in business, and play Spinal Tap during the mixer. And we all should have our usernames name tags on. There you go. Looks like somebody's scared of the $200 pricing. $191.50 on the stock. Andy, I don't think Creston is ready for us. No, we're not ready. 189. Geneva Richards, welcome. Hey, ladies, get funky. New Orleans, please. Welcome, Genevieve. Someone's saying, who's it? Yes, Andy. I'm just excited for all the USA people experiencing Canadian hospitality for the first time. It's a very big industry. 1,000 people attending per show is quite ambitious. How about something more practical, like convenience GameStop to revamp stores into showroom gaming bars, and you could tour each grand opening. As Bruce says, one show at a time, one hotel in Creston. You be a YouTuber. There you go, be a YouTuber. Question is 4. How about a year ago they got a stoplight. Creston got Bruce and Weed Boys its game. Bruce, gotta live in Canada for the free healthcare. Haha. Evergreens Cab, a very good view of how many Americans used to behave. Canadians just forgotten like we have. Creston fishing. There's fishing in the area. There's Creston. There's fishing in the region. But where am I here? I'm just, oh gosh, I skipped forward here and I missed a bunch of your comments here. Hang on, guys. One hotel. Here we go. There's Crest. There we go. There's fishing in Creston, in and around the area. Yeah. Why are there hotels in Creston? Well, we have in the region 15,000 people all around us, like total, including Creston. And so in the summertime, we have families out here for a week or two, and the hotels, we have about 4 or 5 of them. We might have about 300 hotel rooms in this region, and then between here in Cranbrook and then south of the border in Bonners Ferry, and then Nelson. I mean, there's probably 1,000 hotel rooms throughout that whole region there. But you guys would need to bring your RVs up here because we have RV parks, but they'll get sold out pretty quick. Oh man, we can't handle it here. We couldn't possibly handle it. What can I say? Barry, Jim, that's too risky. I'm going to give my money to a hedge fund. You had me at free. Longest free car ferry ride? Yep. Any 4-star dining or 4-star hotel? No. Merchandise. Now boarding the Bruce. All aboard. Cav, I'm too young to know of these days, but I'm young enough to road trip with my neighbors. Only chicken tendies. The best part of the ferry is that you can take it twice for the same cost, but different views. That's true. Yes, a bagel float. Aha. It's a 2-for-1 deal, and that's awesome. Let's go here. What have we got? Bruce loves his late followers. You got that right. I'm so happy. We got strawberries around here. That's true. Let's go. I need to catch up with comments. I'm going to lose all these. So let me catch up here. Deeper value. Knowledge is power. Self-knowledge is absolute power. Stock is 190.46. We have a new member, Max Cantu Lima. Welcome, Max, to the channel. Nice to have you as a member today, too. Got a bunch of new joiners today. It's just fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. Guys, thank you. Let me just finish off here. I got to get off the air. Been on the air for 322. I got to take a break. 189.80, 190 on the stock right now. Volume for GameStop now is over 8.1 million. That's what we got. Again, almost 8.2 million shares traded. Sitting on 190 a share, up 870 today. And we're happy about that. IPOE is up 31 cents to 16.75. So we're happy about that too. There you go. I'm going to take off now and get a rest my voice, and get ready for the afternoon show, which is at 3 o'clock your time, Eastern time. Thank you, all of you in the East. Noon Pacific, noon my time, because we're in the Pacific zone now. This Ainsworth looks wonderful. Yeah, that's where you want to be. Right now it's all closed up. You can't use the hot springs because of the virus. But this, you ever get a chance to go here? Jen and I love doing day trips from Creston to here. And I get in that hot water and get all loosened up. But now that I'm on live 5 days a week, you guys have screwed it up. I've got the problem with these interviews. So now we're thinking we're going to have to go to a place like this. We have to leave here Sunday afternoon, get there for Sunday late afternoon, do the hot tub that night, stay the night in the hotel. The next morning, do the first show with you guys. Then have a dip before we leave the property, and maybe do a second show either from the hotel or skip the second show entirely and come home. It's not that easy anymore because you guys insist on watching me all the time. I can't do these day trips anymore. What can I say? It's not that easy. I do the best I can. Take off, you hoser. It's easy. Take it easy, Bruce. So wonderful. Happy for Bruce and Jen. So deserving. A noon out here on the left coast. Later, dudes. Attendees are incoming. We'll see you there at 9 p.m. my time. I would do a New York City, DC, Vegas, definitely. See you guys in a few hours. Remote streaming, Bruce. iPhone can take you there. That's true, too. I can do that. Going off to make more movie deals. You can always cut your one-on-one weekends down to Saturday only. On the 7th day, Bruce, he rested. Gotta run. See you all at 3. Thank you, everybody. Take it easy. You guys the same. I gather you want to do a city tour more because you like cities. Rock concert touring is draining. Think more like a famous writer, author doing book tours. It's a lot easier. There's that. There's so much. There's just so much, guys. Thank you, all of you, live from the hot springs in Ainsworth. And get some rest, my friend. I will take care, everybody. Alrighty, there you go. I will see you at 3 o'clock Eastern. Thanks for joining me this morning. We're coming in right now at 189.56, just under 190 a share. Let's hope it goes higher. All right, guys. Talk to you this afternoon. Bye for now.